A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
At the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, we are driven by service excellence. Visit mof.gov.jm for more info. The time by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service is
4 minutes after 9.
The new Pizza Hut Jerk Chicken Melt. Spicy melts loaded with jerk chicken, jerk sauce, cheese, and red onion for a limited time only. Pizza Hut, now that's delivery.
The temperature by Pizza Hut Jerk Chicken Melt is
26 degrees Celsius in both Kingston and Montego Bay.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. It is Monday, January 2025. We are alive and well, and we're thanking God it is Monday. No Monday blues around here. We're giving thanks, and we're going to take on this week, and we're going to pray and act to ensure that it is productive. Good morning to you if you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9. Thank you so much for joining us on your radio. We appreciate your company there. If you are listening and watching on YouTube, good morning to you. The channel we are on this morning is Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. It's Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. That's where we are this morning on YouTube. So you can join us and join in the conversation in the YouTube chat. Always lively discussion happening in the YouTube chat, so you can join there. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Click the subscribe button and also click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we go live, because you don't want to miss it. I am seeing Donna Johnson first in the YouTube chat this morning. Good morning to you, Donna Johnson. Errol Townsend is there as well. Good morning to ya. David Neba, good morning. KMC, good morning to you. Zazzy Girl, good morning. Rose McIntosh, good morning to you. KMC, I said KMC already. Good morning. Let me see. Perset, good morning to you. Ryder 40, Gene Sellers, good morning. I'm winning right now. Good morning to you, Lornette Powell, Hugh Donaldson, Cherry Care, Sonia Hutton, Marvelous Marvin, Richard Hall, and all the others over there on YouTube. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the YouTube platform. If you are one of our silent YouTubers, you watch but you don't necessarily comment, but you're there every morning, good morning to you as well. If you're listening from our mobile app, which is available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store, good morning to you. And those on our website, the Listen Now option there, good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for making it Nationwide 90 FM. SH, good morning to you. Sorry, SH. Sorry, my bad. Good morning to you as well. All right, so this morning it's a Monday morning, which means it's Immigration Mondays. All right. And inside Immigration Mondays, right here on the Consumer Hour, we are joined every Monday by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and the Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. And we hear from them in the first few minutes of the program, where they give us any immigration-related updates concerning the United States and Canada. We take those updates, and then after that, we open the phone lines for you to ask your questions, immigration-related questions. Many of you out there have questions refiling and applying for a visa and all of that. So we open the phone lines for you, and we also take your questions from the YouTube chat. All right. So I want to say good morning to you, ladies. Good morning to you, Opal and Nadine.
Good morning, Miss Nora. Good morning, Miss Lee. And good morning to our wonderful listeners and viewers. I believe today is a holiday in the US, right, Miss Lee?
Yes, good morning, Nadine. Good morning, Miss Nora. Good morning to our wonderful and loyal listeners and viewers. Happy Monday and happy Martin Luther King to those celebrating in the United States of America. And so much happening today because not only is it Martin Luther King's Day, it's also the presidential inauguration. And so a
Yes.
new captain takes over shortly the reins of the United States. So stay tuned for that as well.
All right. So, we are, watching all the action in the United States as Trump they prepare for the inauguration of President Donald Trump, who has lots of plans for his first day in office. So it's gonna be a busy week, or is it gonna be? I don't know. But that's what's happening in the United States, and in Canada it's cold. That's what's happening there. So we're gonna get.
I guess he's feeling a little bit of the Canadian weather, even though I mean, I know places like New York, Chicago, those places are normally pretty cold.
Yeah, because
But
they.
I guess it's so cold in Washington today, they have to be moving the inauguration
Yes.
ceremony indoors.
Yeah, they actually moved it inside
Really?
because.
That's the reason? Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what they said. That's what they said because there see it swearing in and parade indoors due to cold weather. That's exactly what's on CNN
No,
right now.
I was just being sarcastic.
Oh,
Okay.
No, maybe
Well,
Opal knows more than we do, Nora.
I don't know. I was trying to see if Opal was there. I was seeing a little footage from inside. I was wondering. I was trying to look closely if I was seeing Opal there, but no, I didn't see her in her black dress at all. So I guess she's not there this morning. Let's.
She's in her royal blue dress,
I'm in
Nora.
my royal blue.
I don't know why I'm not seeing you guys on the screen right now, but yeah. So yeah, so let's jump into the updates. The updates. I'm gonna start with you, Opal, since there's a lot happening in the United States right now.
Right, there's so much happening. For one, I know a lot of people have heard about the raid, the California farm workers,
Right.
the raid on them last week, which has set off a lot of panic in the United States. I think it was over 78 people or so that were taken in. And so this is just a glimpse of what we can expect to be happening, right? When, of course, Donald Trump takes over. I know today they plan on starting with in Chicago as well, sending out 200 ICE officers to do those mass deportation. However, what they're basically stating, what my thinking is that they're going to go after people because it's much easier for them to go after people who already have a current removal order. Because the thing is that if you already have a removal order, maybe you were in removal proceedings and you did not show up, so maybe an in absentia
Yeah.
order was entered, or maybe you did go through the whole thing and you were ordered removed, but for some reason you're still here. It's just going to be so easy, Nora, and they know who you are and where you are. So it's so easy for them to come and scoop you up, and guess what? You don't get a day in court. They could just put you on the next plane because you already had your day in court. So it's going to be so much easier. For those people who were here for at least a year, yes, they may still take you into custody. However, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to just take you and put you on the next plane, right? Because you have what's called due process. So you're going to have to get your day in court, where you're going to get an attorney like myself if that should happen. And we will try to present a case for your defense and try to keep you here. So that's a lot going on. And then let me see. Well, I don't know if we spoke before on that order or that law that was coming into place, and it's the Lake and Riley Act,
Right.
and that had passed it did pass the House. With, of course, 48 Democrats actually joined the Republicans and voted for it. And that's for where, if you have even minor theft crimes and you are an undocumented immigrant or even an unlawful immigrant and you have even a minor theft crime, that's now mandatory for them to keep you in custody. ICE gets to keep you in custody now while you go ahead and present your case. So even shoplifting, before it wasn't. So ICE didn't come after shoplifting people, really and truly. They didn't put an immigration hold on you. Now it's actually in the House, and we think it's going to go to the House today. It's actually in the House, and they're going to take a vote on it. It's going to be a slam dunk. They're going to pass it for sure. And that's where we're at. And by the way, for those who don't know where that the Lake and Riley Act started from, Nora, it was because an immigrant had came over and he was just arrested. He was arrested for like a shoplifting, and he came across the border and was arrested for shoplifting. He was released, and then he went and he killed a student. I think a 22-year-old student, Lake and Riley. And so what they're saying, had he, instead of being let out from jail, had he been in custody, he would not have gotten the chance to do that. Right. So they're saying even minor offenses now, let them stay in jail.
Yeah. So those are the updates from the United States. I'm sure next Monday we'll have much more, even more to discuss. But that's the update from the United States. We are going to take the break, and when we come back, we get the update from Nadine re Canada, and then we will open the phone lines for you. We take a break and come back with more.
Decorate and redecorate your space with water-resistant, colorful, and fast-drying paints from Edgechem Paints. The time by Edgechem Paints, changing lives 1 gallon at a time, is
9:15.
Shop and make a difference at Market on the Terrace by Sigma Run, Friday, January 24. Sagicor Head Office, Barbados Avenue, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Shop with purpose. Super deals on fresh produce, fruit trees, delicious food, beautiful orchids, nutritional advice, giveaways. Part proceeds go towards our Sigma Run beneficiaries. The more you shop, the more you'll give. Don't miss Market on the Terrace by Sigma Run, Sagicor Head Office, Friday, January 24. Make a difference, one purchase at a time.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, will host the Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair, January 22 and 23 at 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Attendees from all schools are asked to confirm participation via email to rsvpcareerexpo@moh.gov.jm. Expect interactive booth displays, entertainment, free health screenings, and more. See you at the 2025 Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair. A career in health, the roadmap to success.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A sub bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A sub bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too. Mother's bakery buns. A sub bun for nice. Try them today.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's Immigration Mondays, and we're joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. And we, before the break, got an update from Opal re-immigration matters in the United States. And so we're going to jump on over to Canada. Nadine, what's happening other than the cold?
Hi, Nora. So actually today I want to mention two work permit or two work programs. Their changes are being made to both of them. One of them is for the Agri-Food Pilot Program, Nora. Now, this program was implemented to allow farm workers who are in Canada or who have worked for at least a year under the farm work program to apply, or I shouldn't say under the farm work program, but under one of the list of eligible occupations to actually apply for permanent residency. You need to have at least 1 year full-time work experience. You either need to have the equivalent of Canadian high school education, or your employer is willing to support your application for permanent residency along with, of course, doing an English test and a few other criterions. Immigration is only accepting 1,010 applications this year, and they are planning to close the category come May. So, whichever happens first, whether they reach the 1,010 applications or they get to May and they haven't reached it, the category is going to be closed. So, if you know anyone who is a farm worker, they have worked in Canada for at least a year, then they may qualify under the Agri-Food Pilot Program. So that's one of the programs I want to mention, Nora. The other one is for spouses of international students. Now, come tomorrow, Nora, only certain spouses of international students will qualify for an open work permit. Over the last few years, once you had a spouse in Canada who was studying and they were at a designated learning institution, whether it was a college or a university, most likely your spouse would have probably qualified for an open work permit. Immigration Canada is changing that and saying only certain spouses will now qualify. So if you are, for example, in a master's or PhD program or other designated programs, then you may qualify. So if you're an international student in Canada and you plan to apply for a spousal open work permit, please make sure that you check the requirements. Thanks, Nora.
All right. Especially to that last one there. Listen closely and do your research before you go ahead, because these changes are being made, many of them coming in quickly, and so it is important that you know what is happening before you apply, and don't depend on people to tell you what they know existed before, because things are changing. So do your research, ask questions, and ensure that you are looking at the right thing, because an update like this will certainly affect many who have decided to go to Canada as a student and carry their spouses with them. All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for the update. So we are going to open the phone lines now for you to ask your questions. If you have any immigration-related questions related to Canada or the United States, you can give us a call. The numbers to call, 876-630-9371. There's also 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Those are the numbers. If you have any immigration related questions, you can ask your questions on air. And if you're unable to call, then you can jump on over to our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live 2, Live in capital letters and the number 2 beside Nationwide 90 FM. And you can join in the YouTube chat and ask your questions there. A question for you, Nadine. Did the person just delete the question? Because I'm almost sure I saw a question there come for Nadine, but it just disappeared. Proset, did you delete the question? Because I'm not seeing it. If so, can you just put the question in the chat section again? I believe you were asking about the farm program. So or maybe you no longer want to ask the question, I don't know. But I was about to read your question, Proset. So if you can put it back, please, so that I can ask on your behalf. All right. This one says, Opal, if someone was deported over 14 years, if they try to get a NIV or be filed for, what documents must he or she take? I know he would have to do a waiver.
All right. So for the NIV, which means a non-immigrant visa, and also for the other one, for the immigrant visa, they would need to, of course, get well, depends on the reason why they were deported, right? So if it was a criminal matter, they definitely need to get the arrest report and also the case disposition, which shows how it ended. And so you'd want to take that to your interview. There's other things that you're going to need, of course. The person said they need the waiver. By the way, for the non-immigrant visa, it's not automatically that you just submit a waiver application. You would do your DS-160 as you normally would, get your evidence to show your ties to your home country, which if it happens to be Jamaica, show that you've been working, show your bank account statements, bring those as well, to show that if they give you the chance to enter the United States, you're going to come right back to your beloved home country, and you're only going for that stated reason. So you want to bring those evidence as well to show that if it's an immigrant visa, petition, depending on how long ago you have been removed, you might need to do an I-212, which is permission to re-enter after deportation. But then, of course, for those things, you need to do a consultation, so we could go more in depth in that.
Right. All right. More from the YouTube chat. Lots of comments before I read the next question. Lots of comments Nadine's update person saying it's just absolutely clear now that Canada doesn't really want many people there, so they're doing everything with the immigration laws, with the allowances to restrict persons or make it harder for you to come. But here comes the question from Prosette. Okay, so the person is asking if this applies to the international students there for 3 years, finishing, is it baking diploma or banking? At Homer from April, spouse is there 1 year in full-time job as a cashier at the airport.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but if you're already in Canada as an international student and you have a spouse here, the criterions are different than if you are an incoming international student, or depending on when you applied for your student permit. So that's why it's very important to make sure you check the dates, you check your program, and then, of course, see if your spouse does meet the requirements as well.
Right. I think
whether you're here as an international student, Nora, or actually even if you're here on a high-skilled work permit, which means that you're in NOC, which is the National Occupation Classification Listing. Canada has a list of occupations. There are thousands of occupations on the list, and most immigration programs, pretty much probably over 85 to 90%, you have to be familiar with looking up your NOC number and the skill level in order to see if you meet the requirements for the particular programs.
Okay. I think that's the person was asking if the new I don't know what to call it, laws or whatever, applies to her because she was already there. But I think you answered it clearly to say that if you're already there, then it wouldn't apply to you for those who are incoming. All right.
Right. And Nora, sorry, real quickly, if she's working as a cashier, she needs to find out if she would meet the requirements for residency. I don't know all the details. So, they probably can set up a consultation to see how soon they would qualify for residency or what they need to do.
Okay, all right. So I hope you're still listening, Prosette. This one says, why are the questions seeming to disappear? Okay. Here's one for you, Opal. This person is asking if my wife passed away in the States, would the State Department here, I'm assuming in Jamaica, be aware of that?
So they will not know automatically, but it is your duty to go ahead and inform them, because later on you don't want to go all the way to the interview. And then, of course, when they start questioning you, they said, oh, yes, my spouse had died. or whoever, it could be whoever was petitioning for you, it could be a mother, father, whoever was petitioning for you. So it's your duty to inform them. So no, they won't automatically know that the person has died. You have to go ahead and let them know and ask them to transfer the property, the case, I'm sorry. So they would transfer it or convert it, I should say, from an I-130 to an I-360 widow petition.
Okay. Another one here for you. This person says, my daughter filed for my son from 2010. So that's brother and sister. Still waiting. I guess this person is asking, where are they now?
Should I say they're going to wait some more? I'm joking. But
that's the
well,
answer.
it's not that far. For the F4 category right now, they're currently at August 2007. So that's the reason why they have not maybe gotten in. NVC has not contacted them yet. So maybe about 3 years, give and take, before they get to 2010. But this category is really and truly at the bottom, so it goes a little bit slower. So that 3 years could actually be 4 or 5 years.
All right. And we are up almost to the break, so I'm going to, at this point, allow you to give your contact information, Opal and then Nadine, and then we take a break.
Thank you, Nora. So for Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may go to our website, www.flowjamlegal.com. Nadine?
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Nora.
All right. Thank you, ladies. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we take more of your calls and questions from the YouTube chat.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is
9:31.
Enough power tool, big to small. Chakama figure dig the wall.
Our Total Tools.
Beat waka figure trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand.
Total Tools.
We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option.
Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slipe Road, Kingston.
And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, will host the Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair, January 22 and 23 at 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Attendees from all schools are asked to confirm participation via email to rsvpcareerexpo@moh.gov.jm. Expect interactive booth displays, entertainment, free health screenings, and more. See you at the 2025 Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair. A career in health, the roadmap to success.
Good morning, good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. We are joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir inside Immigration Mondays, and we are taking your calls and your questions from YouTube. The numbers to call 876-630-9371-4 and 618-8255. More questions from YouTube now. This one says, good morning, Opal. I am fully vaccinated. Do I need to take the booster shot to migrate to the United States?
All right. So it depends on when they actually were vaccinated. If it was one of those from 2 years ago, you might need to take the booster.
All right, Maureen, I hope you're still listening. And this one, simple one here. What's the procedure to renew your U.S. passport in Jamaica?
So U.S. passport, so you'd want to contact the U.S. Embassy. They have all the procedures listed there. Or you could contact our office and we could help you with it. So it's a Kingston Embassy in Jamaica. And you will click on the tab that says for U.S. citizens, and it will tell you how to renew it.
All right. So please tell your friend to go to the U.S. Embassy's site, and they will give you all the instructions there. All right. We have a caller on the line. Carrie Ann, good morning.
Good morning. Just a quick question. If you are filing for a child and you do a DNA test and it says negative, are you allowed to do a filing?
Okay, so when negative, you're saying the DNA shows that the person was not the father or whoever was filing?
Yes, was not
the father?
Yeah.
All right, so it depends no, normally that we won't be able to just go ahead and file directly, or if the U.S. Embassy knows about it, I should say, because sometimes they don't catch it, sometimes they don't require the DNA. And so if it's just people just did it on their own, maybe I'm not going to say it's unethical not to even disclose it, but will they know about it? No. But if the embassy asks you for that DNA and the DNA shows it's negative, then that father has a few choices. One, if the child is still under 16, they could go ahead and adopt that child. And so if they adopt the child before they're 16, then the parent-child relationship will be honored. Or they could go ahead and marry the mommy if the child is under 18, and then the child will now be considered a stepchild.
Thank you for your question. Have yourself a wonderful day.
All right, Carrie.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for calling. Here's one for you, Nadine. This person is asking what documentation is required when you are trying to attend university in Canada.
Hi, good morning. Well, the first thing would be an acceptance letter. So you would need to apply to the school, have your acceptance letter, and then you, along with the provincial attestation letter as well, then you need to show you have enough funds to cover the cost of your tuition and living expenses, and you need to show you have some ties to Jamaica. So if it is a very young person who doesn't have a lot of ties, then you would show your parents' assets in Jamaica. So bank statements, property documents, job letters, and so on. Those are some of the things that would be included.
All right, thank you, Nadine. And here's one from Nadine on YouTube for you, Opal. It says, can my husband who is on filing apply for a U.S. visa? His sister had filed for him, but she died. Her daughter is continuing the process.
Okay, so yes, it's always so. No matter who is filing for you, you can always file for a visiting visa at the time. The better question to ask, what's the likelihood of it being approved? Now, usually when you're on file in the U.S. Embassy tend not to, approve those. They will just say, listen, you're already on filing, just wait for the immigrant visa and then you migrate because you're already showing you have immigrant intent. And they don't want to take the chance of giving you that visa and you don't come back. However, since the sister-brother filing, those are the ones that take about 16 years, 18 years in any event. So usually they do approve those because they know it takes so long anyway before it becomes current. This person has not stated how long ago the filing even started. I know they're saying that they have applied for the reinstatement, meaning for somebody else to step in place. So maybe it is that the priority date is current, and it's almost time now for migrating. So they may not give that visa. But listen, it's just the money. Just go ahead and try. The only thing they can say is yes or no. So definitely go ahead and try.
All right. Here's another one. Someone is asking what's the wait time for an American citizen filing for their mom in Jamaica.
So if you're a U.S. citizen filing for your mother, there's no waiting for a priority date to be concurrent. That is seen as an immediate family member, family member category. So it's just the I-130, how long it takes to be approved, and usually takes about a year and a half or so for the I-130 to be approved. Then it is sent to the National Visa Center, and you want to add another 6 months or a year to that. So the whole thing, maybe I would say about 2 years, 2.5 years for the mother to be able to migrate.
Mommy can be up in quick time. Quick time.
Yes.
Just about 2 years or so. No long waiting. All right. This one is a follow-up for you, Nadine. The same person who was asking for the documents required for international students to go to Canada. The person is asking, what if you are going up on a scholarship?
Then you would need to show the information relating to the scholarship. But when you're doing a student visa, you want to show that you have more than enough funds available to cover your tuition and living expenses.
Right.
So if she has further questions, she can, even if she just does a consultation, but I would need to see the details in order to advise her more.
Okay.
Or him more.
All right. So, was it Marsha Gay? If you really want to get into it, you can and get all the details. Just keep listening. Nadine will give her contact information soon, and you can book a consultation and air out all the questions that you have going to Canada as an international student.
No, sorry, I just want to quickly add one point to that. When you're coming up on a scholarship as well, if you're looking at scholarships, you need to make sure that you look at the requirements and what you will need to do once you have completed your studies. Will you need to return to your home country and work for a certain period of time? Because if there are stipulations attached to that scholarship, it means then that you would not qualify for a postgrad work permit once you have completed your studies. So please pay attention to the details of the scholarships as well.
Right. So, yeah, sounds like you may want to book a consultation so you can listen up, as I said before, for the numbers, and you can speak with Nadine. All right, we just to remind you of the phone numbers: 876-630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and our digital line is 618-8255. I see one here saying, what do you think will happen with someone taking the COVID booster because there is no booster in the island? My daughter has the 2 vaccines before and they are... Okay, this was the same person who was asking about...
Right, but if it's not available, if it's not available, that's a good reason for the embassy to use your discretion and let you migrate in any event, because it's not available.
Right. All right. So, and I believe we got this question before, someone asking about a booster, and they did say that the vaccine was not available in the country, and you did tell them. I guess you just have to go ahead with the process, and
yeah.
I'm sure the embassy, they would know that they're...
Right, and Andrews will tell the person as well.
Right. All right. Here's another one. It says, I have a green card and my son is getting married in the U.S. and he wants his sister to play a part in the wedding. Please tell me how I can get a visiting visa for them.
For them? The sister, I think maybe... Okay. All right. So for the sister, you need to just apply for the visiting visa. It's like how any normal visiting visa. They're going to look at that sister's ties to Jamaica. See if that's, well, you know what? They didn't even say what age is the sister. So I don't even know if this is a minor sister or an adult sister. If it's an adult sister, they're going to look to see her job, Nora, her family ties there. It's a red flag to have you there as a green card holder for sure. Because then they were like, okay, are you just trying to get your kids to the United States? So they, set them up in terms of adjusting their status there and them not returning. So it's not normally a strike. But if the positive outweigh the negative and that child could show all her ties to Jamaica, I would say she'd go right ahead and, of course, show the purpose which is to attend her brother's wedding.
Right.
And let's just say, hopefully, the brother's wedding that it's not a brother who maybe went there and overstayed. We want to use the word run off, and now is getting married to a U.S. citizen to sort himself out. I have to throw that in because we never know.
Yeah.
So those are things that could impact the approval of that child's, the sister's visa.
Okay. Here we go with another one from YouTube. Someone asking the reverse, Opal. The wait time for a mother filing for her kids.
All right. So it depends on how old those children are, but and whether the children are married or single. And so if the children are minors and the mother is a U.S. citizen, it's the same thing. It will take at least a year to 2 years for that minor child to be able to join their U.S. citizen parent. If the parent is a green card holder, though, it may take about 3 years because right now they're only at January 2022 for that green card holder filing for a child for the priority date to become current. If the child is 21 years old or over, we're talking about 9 years before a visa number becomes available. And if the parent is a U.S. citizen and filing for a married child, right now they're only at 2010, so that takes about 15 years for that to be approved. So we have to know who's filing for who.
Yeah, so find whichever of those categories you fall in, you can get your response from that. All right, we are up on another break, so let's take this break. When we come back, we have callers on the phone lines, and we also have more questions in the YouTube chat. We'll take those.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is
9:45.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A so bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A so bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one.
Me too. Mother's bakery buns. A so bun for nice. Try them today.
Enough power tool, big to small. Chaka my figure dig the wall. Our Total Tools. Beat waka figure trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand. Total Tools. We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option.
Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slide Road, Kingston.
And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. It's Immigration Mondays, and we're joined by U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. And we are taking your calls and your questions from YouTube. We are going to jump over to the phone line now. Mr. White, good morning.
Good morning. I'm just curious to ask. I have a child. My mother have a child with me. Anyway, the child is 18 now. Sometime the mother go away and said she was filing for the child. That child was a minor at the time. She was about 12, 13, or 12 or 13. Now, I never hear nothing about that filing. Now, when I ask her sometimes, she's telling me, she waiting. And I said, but you never asked me for a birth certificate. You never asked me for a TRN. You never asked me for nothing for the child. Because me go pick up our TRN. And you never said to me, look, they're going to call you. Somebody will tell you go there, some email, some interview, something. And now the child is 18. I said, then what kind of filing is that? Because the other day I got by the embassy. to apply for a visa, to try for a visa. And I said, I could have put my daughter on the paper and both of us go. I could get her paper, but because she said she's filing, I said, no, I'm not going to even bother to bring her. And that's the same thing the lady asked me when I go about my daughter. And because of that, she said, well, about your daughter, Mr. White, sorry, I'm going to have to refuse you for a visa because your daughter, I asked you about your daughter. And you said she's 18 now. Whatever she mean by that, I don't know. Wish maybe if I did bring my daughter with me and she see my daughter in person, then maybe it's a different outcome. I don't know what the outcome would have been. But it never trouble to me there a year, whether or not I get it or not, because I'm living here. But that's my daughter. I just need to find out. Whether or not.
Is this for the U.S. or Canada?
For the U.S.
Okay. All right. Good morning. So I'm not sure the correlation with your daughter, because your daughter is now 18 years old, so she is considered an adult, and so she should be applying for a visa on her own. But in terms of the mother, you're saying so you have a child with the mother. Saying the mother.
That's the same child.
And the mother has migrated. Do you know how long ago the mother migrated?
Our son filed for over 5 years now.
Okay. And so it's a shame that she's doing that, because if her son filed for her, and so she's a green card, well, they said over 5 years old, so I don't even know if she's a U.S. citizen. If her son filed for her, she was eligible to file for her citizenship after 5 years of being a lawful permanent resident. So it depends on how much over that 5-year period. But if she's still a green card holder, right now, green card holders filing for minor children, it takes about 3 years before the visa number becomes current. So she could be telling the truth. If she started filing, after January 2022, it's not yet current, because right now they're only at January 2022 for filing. So it all depends.
So would it be a problem if the child should go by the embassy on her own to get a visa?
It shouldn't, but remember, they're going to look at the ties to that child. What ties does that child have? Is the child working? Is she going to school?
She's working now.
So she's going to be on her own. But before you do that, sir, you really and truly need to communicate, or have the child communicate with the mother, because we want to find out. Because on the DS-160, it asks that question: have you been filed for? Are you on filing? So that daughter, we want to make sure she answers that truthfully. So
communicating about each time I ask. They communicate, but each time I ask, we get in the same story. Copy of the receipt. I don't want to have our life type one way, say, okay, she's waiting on a file when she could easily go about her business, go get her own thing.
So, sir, ask her for the mother and daughter. I mean, this goes a little bit beyond immigration now, Nora, because this goes some family dynamics, and so there's obviously some breakdown right there where the child cannot even speak with her mother directly.
No, they speak, man. They speak, man. They talk. That's
so get a copy of the receipt. So if she indeed had submitted an I-130 receipt, it's very simple. The mother can just give her a copy. Then you can contact my office, do a consultation, and I can check on that filing for you to see what's going on. But demand or ask the daughter to get a copy of the receipt. But as I said before, for that category, if the mother is a green card holder, they're currently at January 2022.
Okay.
So if she files... She filed at least January 2022 or before January 2022, then she should be getting somewhere right now. If she filed way after January 2022, as I said before, they're only at January 2022 right now.
So if she can't produce a receipt, that means she didn't file.
Chances are she didn't, because if you're telling me that they talk and they have a very good relation, why would she not want to give her a copy of the receipt?
We talk, but each time I say to her, leave it alone. When it comes true, it comes true. And I'm saying, but you must have something to show. That's the same thing I'm saying.
Right. So again, this is a family issue between you guys, because if she and her daughter can, even though you're going to tell me now that they talk, but I'm telling you, there's something going on there between that daughter and that mother. If they can't really have a good relationship where the mother would feel comfortable, send a copy of that receipt. Okay, sir?
Man, good relationship, but I didn't know about the receipt part like she could do. So now that you're saying that to me, I will ask about it.
Yes, ask for a copy of the receipt.
Good relationship. Thank you very much. All right.
You're very welcome.
Mr. White. All the best to you. Anne, good morning. Final call for the morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm calling to find out. I have a friend whose husband's mother was filing for him, and he died last year of kidney complications. The mother-in-law stopped the entire processing. So his wife now has two sisters who are citizens of the U.S. Can they pick up where, because they were at almost the final stage of the process? Hello?
All right. Good morning, caller. So when that husband died, the application actually died. That one can't be reinstated because the derivative person cannot migrate if the actual immigrant has died. That wife, sister, or sibling can go ahead and file for her right now, and they're only at August 2007. So it's going to take some time before, if they're just going to start the filing right now. But the sister just need to start filing for their sister.
Fighting along with the two children. You're saying that since he died and they stopped the filing, it can't go any further.
Correct, because the beneficiary has died.
Oh. So they weren't all beneficiaries?
No, they were derivatives.
Okay.
They were migrating based on the beneficiary carrying them with him.
Okay. All right then, thanks.
You're very welcome.
All right, and thank you so much for calling. All right,
Okay.
final one, just one from YouTube here before we go. This person says, Nora, can I go back to America? I was deported in 2018 for drug importation. I was sentenced to 6 months.
Oh boy. I know a lot of people are going to say they know people who were deported for drugs and they're back and getting visas. Why can't I? And so I'm not going to say you can't. I will never say that. Maybe you could get a visiting visa, a work visa, but it's going to be discretionary. And it all depends on who you are and your ties to your home country, how you can show that, you know what, they should use their discretion and give you that visa. So it depends on if you have a solid job if you're from Jamaica, a solid job in Jamaica showing that you earn very well and your ties are solid for them to give you, and for them to exercise and give you a non-immigrant visa. You won't get an immigrant visa. So if you're trying to get a green card, that might not happen. But if you're trying to get a non-immigrant visa, yes, it's way within the confines of the consulate that they can use their discretion and give you a visa if they see fit.
All right, that was the final question for this morning. Gonna allow you ladies to give your contact information once more before we go. Opal and then Nadine.
Thank you as always, Nora. So Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That's 876-854-3599. In the United States, it's 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may visit our website if you wish to make an appointment or for more valuable information. That's www.flowjamlegal.com. That's www.flojamlegal.com. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone, and enjoy the inauguration and enjoy the Martin Luther King Day. And go Buckeyes. Ohio State also plays Notre Dame. Oh my goodness, so many things happening today. Okay, all right, over to you, Nadia.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mehabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Email address is info@cdnintl.com. And yes, we definitely have an interesting week ahead. We don't plan to become the 51st state. So let's see what happens. Have a great week, everyone.
All right. Thank you, ladies. You do enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. See you next Monday. We are going to leave it there for Immigration Mondays and the Consumer Hour. We're making way now for Cliff Hughes Online.
That was the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus, Thursday, January 23. Join us and hear top experts discuss key trends, share ideas, and create strategies for growth in the region. Attend the conference and build valuable partnerships, discover new investment opportunities, and see the latest products and services. So come to the Jamaica Pegasus with Nationwide at 5, Thursday, January 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Stock Exchange and Bloomahoe Capital.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
10 o'clock.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Or find us on Facebook at Nationwide News Network and follow us on Twitter at Cliff Nationwide. You can also listen to Cliff Hughes Online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone. Now, here's your host, Cliff Hughes.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's get to work.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right.
Good morning to all of you. It's a Monday morning of significance. Yes. In America, the inauguration activities have begun for the second coming of Donald Trump. I will be keeping an eye on that. But we have other things here to report as well. And the outgoing president of the United States, Joe Biden, yesterday gave a pardon to our first national hero, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And that has been met with universal acclamation. People welcome it. A lot of people have been campaigning for it. But a lot of Jamaicans didn't know that this is not the first pardon Garvey is getting. Yeah. Not the first one. Garveyite and head of the UNIA, Stephen Golding, told us this morning that Garvey himself had advocated for a pardon and was granted one way back, nearly 100 years ago in 1927. That's what, 97 years ago? Yeah? So there's a lot to chew on there. But I want to begin with this, because I know, like you do, you have been seeing a lot of things. We, NNN, acknowledge the public comments made by certain individuals. However, on the advice of legal counsel, we will not comment publicly at this time. We will not comment publicly at this time. As the matter is being addressed by the appropriate authorities in accordance with the applicable laws, rules, and regulations. In addition, we are unable to comment on the authenticity of certain documents currently in circulation, except to confirm that the matter has been duly reported to the relevant authorities. That is a statement from we here at Nationwide News Network. Okay? And any further comment will be guided by this legal advice that we have received. I hear Jamaican people used to say, you must eat rice when it's hot. You would have heard that. You mustn't eat rice when it's hot. Okay? Now, Garvey's pardon has triggered a lot of reactions from Jamaican society here and the Jamaican diaspora. A professor of culture, gender and society at UA Mona, Donna Hope, in welcoming the presidential pardon of Garvey, described it as a step in the right direction.
We are happy that President Joe Biden, as a part of his outgoing movements, felt moved to finally respond to that query and that request for a presidential pardon and to grant this posthumous presidential pardon to our Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, our first national hero. The people of Jamaica are happy. I am happy. A time of joy, a time of celebration, but also a time of reflection on the legacy and the works of the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the first man to build out a global black movement at a time when this was almost impossible, especially for someone coming from rural Jamaica, going into Harlem, into the United States and setting foot in those spaces and building out and influencing so many persons.
The man who is about to leave the White House, Joe Biden, issued the posthumous pardon yesterday. It comes more than a century after Garvey was convicted for mail fraud in the U.S. He was imprisoned from 1925 to 1927 before being ordered deported to Jamaica. The case has long been criticized as being politically and racially motivated, with many advocating for his exoneration and arguing, yes, that he was set up, he was framed. Professor Hope hailed those stakeholders who played a pivotal role in lobbying for Garvey's pardon.
to all the persons who have agitated for so long, Rastafari, members of the reparation movement, members in academia, philosophers everywhere, writers, persons in the political structures at home in Jamaica and the USA and across the world. We are grateful, and I am happy to be able to stand here today and to be part of the body of individuals, Black people, Jamaican people, Garveyites, Africans at home and in the diaspora, who are witness to this movement to right the injustice that was perpetrated on Marcus Garvey decades ago. We are grateful. Garvey's legacy continues to thrive and to bear new fruit.
Professor Donna Hope. And the president of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, Stephen Golding, says history will show that this is not Garvey's first pardon.
This, what I call cosmetic victory that we have gotten in the fact that Biden signed a pardon for Garvey. It's not the first pardon that Garvey has received. Jamaicans and the world often forget that Garvey sought and achieved his own pardon in 1927 when the United States President Calvin Coolidge issued his own executive order of clemency, pardoning Garvey and releasing him after 2 3/4 years of incarceration on a 5-year sentence, and it had one caveat in it: immediate deportation to Jamaica. And this is how Garvey was returned to Jamaica. Now, 2 years later, we ourselves convicted Garvey of trumped-up charges of contempt of court, the colonial government at the time, put him in jail for 3 months. And what Minister was mentioning, I believe it was in 2018 or so, was that she moved an act of parliament recognizing that Garvey and other national heroes and freedom fighters were wrongly convicted of a crime when in fact they had committed no crime.
That's Stephen Golding speaking this morning with Nationwide's Donna Thomas and George Davis. And, of course, the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, Culture Minister Babsy Grange, have all welcomed the decision and documenting how Jamaica and Jamaicans in the diaspora over the years have been advocating for this. Yes? Another Pan-Africanist and attorney at law, Bert Samuel, says the pardoning of Garvey is a process that involves the cooperation of the Federal Bureau of Investigations in the U.S., the FBI, and he's calling on the FBI to publish the file it has on Garvey.
I understand that the president cannot go further than a pardoning. I gather he can't do that because you have to show, for example, under Jamaican law, that there was something that was totally wrong about your conviction. So a good example would be that later on, after your conviction, DNA evidence excludes you from being able to commit the offense. Now, that's not a pardoning situation. That's an exoneration. And that is why I say the FBI files will show us that Garvey was targeted and wrongly convicted for mail fraud.
Bert Samuels, he says the process towards exoneration is stalled now that Donald Trump is returning to the White House.
No, not under them. I don't think they don't even believe that we should have black history being taught to young people. So the cycle will have to change. Those old guards will have to go. Those dinosaurs will have to leave the scene before we move for exoneration. But to me, what must come now is the FBI files on Garvey. We want everything that the FBI did because they cornered Garvey and tried to make him into a bad person. So the revelation of the FBI files and Edgar Hoover and all those who came against Garvey, it's time for those files to be now exposed and given to the public. That is when we will see that Garvey was targeted and was innocent of all wrongdoing.
That is Bert Samuels. But the key point to note that a pardon is different from an exoneration. Yes? An exoneration is, listen, he was not guilty in the first place. He was wrongly prosecuted. Yes, on a fabrication, yeah, which is distinct and different from a pardon to say, okay, we forgive you, yeah, based on what we heard from Stephen Golding this morning. It was a complete fabrication, yeah, by J. Edgar Hoover, yes, at the time, and his cronies that really made up this trump-up charge against Garvey. And here we are, almost 100 years later. And Stephen Golding made that point that a lot of us didn't know, that Garvey was pardoned by Coolidge, President Coolidge, back in 1927. Yeah? So, the other thing I want to say this morning is related to what is being said online. We are constrained by our legal advice. But we will say this. What you see has one objective. That is to intimidate us into silence from doing our work. Intimidate us. And let me just make it known that we know that that is the objective, to intimidate us here at Nationwide into not doing our work as we see fit. These people are acting in unison and collusion for one objective. Shut up Cliff Hughes. Shut up Nationwide. You're not going to succeed. You've tried it before and it didn't work. And it's not going to work now. So be mindful of that. We know what you're about. But we are acting on legal advice and we are going to speak. But not at this time. There's work to be done. Yeah? There is work to be done. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Fueling growth everywhere is
16 minutes after 10.
More savings, more choices. Get active with Active Home Center. The one-stop shop for everything for your home. We have more savings, more choices, unbelievable prices. Wide selection with the latest styles. The kitchen, bathroom, right down to the tile. Buy the hottest items on spot, don't miss out. Best options under one roof, no doubt. More savings, more choices.
Visit us in store or online at www.activehomecenter.com.
We have more savings, more choices.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, will host the Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair, January 22 and 23 at 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Attendees from all schools are asked to confirm participation via email to rsvpcareerexpo@moh.gov.jm. Expect interactive booth displays, entertainment, free health screenings, and more. See you at the 2025 Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair. A career in health, the roadmap to success.
Guilty. Outperform, outlast. Guilty. With top performance. Guilty. Easy jackhammer. Reliable. Full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Guilty. Available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61124. Delta Supply. We service what we sell.
Delicious meals, poolside cocktails,
right on the beach. Disconnect from your daily worries and reconnect with the one you love. There's no paradise like home. Enjoy a romantic all-inclusive escape at Couples Tower Island Couples Sanssouci in Ocho Rios from $395 USD per night. Take advantage of this offer today by calling Couples Resorts at 876-632-8200 or by visiting couples.com. Conditions apply.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me.
The political issue of Central Kingston is still in the news. And last night, a man was shot and injured on Stevens Street in Allman Town in the constituency. And it is said the man was reportedly standing at his gate when the shooting occurred. It is said men drove up in a motor vehicle and opened fire. Stevens Street, it is being reported, is the street on which Lawrence Rowe lives. Residents reported hearing a barrage of gunfire sometime after 10 Sunday night. And of course, this would have triggered a lot of concern given the turn in the politics of Central Kingston recently. However, we spoke with a commanding officer for the Kingston Central Police, Superintendent Beresford Williams, and this is what he told us.
An internal conflict that has been going on since 2023, so not politically motivated at all. Some groupings who has been in conflict from 2023, and we, based on all our intel, is a continuation of that conflict.
So that is the superintendent in charge of Kingston Central, Beresford Williams, and he says it's not political at all. This is the latest in an ongoing conflict in the area for a number of years now. Yes, that is the theory the police are working with, yes, according to Superintendent Beresford Williams. And the man who has replaced Lawrence Rowe in Central Kingston, retired Senior Superintendent Steve McGregor, says Rowe has not accepted his invitation to join him in the campaign to help the party win the seat at the next general election.
Issue with the hierarchy of the PNP, and he's adamant that he has resigned and he has retired from politics, and using his words, he'll be watching from the stands. But I have asked him to join me and to join our love train going through the community. He has not committed to do so, but I am optimistic that in other engagements with him, because I will be seeking to speak to him again. So I am not anticipating any fallout as most people are trying to predict.
Well, that is Steve McGregor, the PNP caretaker for the constituency, essentially saying that Lawrence Rowe has not really agreed to his outreach. Yeah. Meanwhile, the MP for the constituency, the JLP's Donovan Williams, says he's undaunted by the entry of McGregor into the race for Central Kingston. Williams says he has a good record to run on.
I've done enough in the constituency. My track record is there so far. I still have a way to go, but the signs are there that Central Kingston now has effective and good representation. I don't think the people need to change that now or substitute that. We have the lowest crime rate in years, and we have it for a sustained period. We have good stats showing. We have infrastructural changes, development, repairing our roads. We're sending our children our youngsters to heart and supporting tertiary education. Unemployment is the lowest it has ever been. More people are going out to work from Central Kingston. We're fixing all our roads. We're removing the zinc fences from Central Kingston and replacing them with concrete structures.
Donovan Williams, the Member of Parliament for Central Kingston. On Friday, you would have heard last Friday, in an interview with Emily Shields on RJR's hotline, the PNP General Secretary, wrote the next chapter in this ongoing saga when he admitted to Emily Shields that in respect of 2 of the 3 claims made by Roe, 1, about a Senate appointment, and 2, a board appointment to a state housing agency, that was true and accurate. However, Dr. Campbell, the PNP General Secretary, said no in relation to the offer of $15 million in resources that Roe asserted or claimed or alleged. He said no, that was not true. But it was certainly true in respect of the other 2, that they did discuss the promise of him being made one of 13 government senators if the PNP were to form the next government, and an appointment to the board of a state housing agency. He admitted that in that interview with Emily Shields. Yes? And where does that leave us now? We haven't heard from Mr. Rowe since then in respect of the other matter. Does he have the receipts for that, as he said he had the receipts for what he was alleging? And if he has the receipts for that, it's time to put up. It's time to show the receipts. Dayton Campbell came out, and in that interview with Emily, and I listened to that interview in full, yes, she interrogated him. Yes, she pushed him, she pressed him, and he had to admit that in relation to those 2 allegations that they were indeed accurate. So, Mr. Rowe, you need to tell the people of Jamaica whether you still stand by your allegation about being offered $15 million in resources, and show us the receipts in relation to that one. Yes? But I hope the people of Central Kingston and the police are going to be working to cool the temperature in the constituency. They need to cool it down, especially after what happened last night, although we hear that it's not political. Yeah, that is not helpful. Still on the politics, in Northwest St. Elizabeth, the delegates of the Jamaica Labour Party have thrown their support behind the principal of Lacovia High School, Andrew Morris, as a man who should represent the party at the next general election, replacing the veteran J.C. Hutchinson. J.C. Hutchinson has been MP there for many, many years. I think he was serving his 6th or 7th term. And the Labour Party constituency organization have apparently coalesced around the principal of Lacovia High School, Andrew Morris. The mayor of Black River, councillor for the Newmarket Division, told Nationwide News of the developments on the weekend.
There was a selection on Saturday between one Mr. Andrew Morris and Mr. Tony and Blair Cohen. And so the delegates would have voted overwhelmingly for Mr. Morris, so he was victorious on the day.
The selection exercise follows last week's announcement. You may have heard that the incumbent MP J.C. Hutchinson will not be seeking re-election. Yes? Hutchinson had also recommended Mr. Morris to be his replacement. Mayor Solomon says Andrew Morris is the right man for the job.
He is a good candidate and he will represent the people of Northwest St. Elizabeth with his best intentions, best vision for the constituency. And I'm sure that he's going to be doing an excellent job and he will be afforded the luxury of working with the councillors because we would have been working with Mr. Morris prior to now. He was always a part of the team and nonetheless, we know that he is going to make a great member of parliament. Mr. Morris is a breath of fresh air for the constituency.
Mayor Richard Solomon of Black River. That is a constituency that is rock solid Labour. And it is one of those that is expected to stay in the Labour Party camp come election night. Yeah. Still in St. Elizabeth, those of you who love nature would be distressed to hear the news that fire destroyed a section of the famous Holland bamboo in the parish yesterday. Holland bamboo. Yeah. It's a wonder when you enter that stretch. It runs about a mile and a half from Lacovia, where the bamboo grows so close so that they form something of a canopy. I remember as a boy going through there first. You could not see the sky when you drove through Holland bamboo. Yeah? Over time, where the impacts of climate change, the bamboo became thinner and you could now see the sky. Well, the superintendent in charge of St. Elizabeth, Coleridge Minter, told us that there was a fire there on Sunday and he's urging motorists to approach the area with caution.
We are uncertain at this time as to the cause of the fire, but while the investigation is ongoing, we are appealing over to the motoring public to exercise some amount of caution as they traverse through this area. There's a heavy presence of smoke, and so we're asking them to drive with due care whilst the work is going on at this location.
Thank you, Superintendent Minto, the commanding officer. Nora, if we could get the police to find out the extent of the damage done to what's left of Holland bamboo, yeah, it would be good to know. Yeah. Time for the break. After the break, your calls.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm.
At the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we are committed to the values of care, compassion, excellence in service, integrity, teamwork, and innovation as we work to safeguard the health of our nation. The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
28 minutes to 11.
Eclipse Enterprise is your go-to source for billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. Telephone 876-960-3891. The temperature by Eclipse Enterprise is...
It's 29 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 in the western city of Montego Bay.
Registration is now open for Sagicor Sigma Run 2025. Register now and get ready to run, walk, and wheel for a cause. Our beneficiaries are Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center, Father Holang and Friends Foundation, and the Kingston Public Hospital. Be a part of Sagicor Sigma Run 2025. Make sure you're there on February 16 for the Caribbean's biggest road race. Visit SagicorSigmaRun.com and register now. Sponsored by Walden, Pan Jam, National Baking Company, Reggae Marathon, Catherine's Peak, Malay Media, and Whistling Frog.
Revamp your space with unique living, sleek fixed and sliding shower panels, shower systems and faucets, stylish vanities, LED and non-LED mirrors, basins and kitchen sinks, closet and storage solutions, hanging aids, and more. Available in different finishes and sizes to match your style. Transform your space and visit us today at shop number 6, 30 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call us at 876-755-3661 or visit our website at uniquelivingja.com to shop.
Get ready for a day of inspiration and innovation at UCC BDCI's Conversations for Greatness. Join us on January 23 at 10 a.m. at UCC, 17 Worthington Avenue in Kingston for an exciting and informative day of activities. Connect with industry leaders like Michael Andre Collins, join interactive workshops, and witness a live pitch competition that could transform business ideas into reality. Don't wait. Visit www.bdci.co to register now. Conversations for Greatness, where great minds meet and future leaders are made.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock.
25 minutes going up to 11. The dignitaries, the establishment in America are all gathering now. They're arriving at the Capitol, the Rotunda, the Capitol in Washington, D.C., for the inauguration of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States of America. The inauguration had to be moved inside because it's bone cold in America, in Washington, D.C. this morning. 4 below zero. Yes, 4 below. So they had to move it inside. Yes. Our first call of the morning is Kimar. Good morning, Kimar.
Good morning, Mr. Cliff. How are you doing?
I'm alive, you know. I'm alive.
Happy belated birthday, man. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Long life and prosperity goes out to you, man.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Cliff. I'm living in the diaspora. I'm living in Georgia. I run a business. I have a supermarket. But I want to take the business to Jamaica, but I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
Because we don't know where Jamaica heading to.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We don't know, Cliff. Because by watching you and the type of work you're doing and the display what we see the next the opposition doing to Jamaica, it's no good. Last night I was watching them rally in St. Anne, and I see them have all the negative on the stage. One artist I say, suck your mother. That's not right.
Let me tell you, Kimar, I'm seeing that video popping up on my social media pages, and I'm trying to get further and better particulars. Yes, because one has to be careful that we don't mainstream things that are not what they seem to be. Yeah, but yes, I've seen the artist, yeah, declaring at a, what do you call that, a concert or a dance where several artists were there for Danishka Williams, the PNP candidate in Southwest St. Anne, and among a number of people, and that slur was used. Yeah. But we need further and better particulars, sir.
What you're telling the society right now, I'm scared. I'm just wondering. I want to come back and invest in my country and my love, but I'm so scared. Right now, government. I come to Jamaica the last 3 months, and what I see, I feel pleased to what I see. I see building going up, infrastructure going up. That alone make me feel good to say me and go back in the country and invest. But right now, these people get a hold of the country, Mr. Hughes, I don't know where the country going right now. Those kind of message where you're sending it to the people is radical message.
Which one of the, tell me, which one of the messages give you a lot of concern? Tell me which of the messages that you have heard that gives you a lot of concern.
The message, the one in the road.
What about that one?
Message, the one where you go appoint a man to a Senate, where you say don't fit for run to parliamentarians for the constituency. That is a bother to me. And you're going to give him appoint him to a board of a member for housing. That is a concern to me. Why you never give the youth the opportunity to run for the constituency? If him lose, him lose. If him lose, you can remove him. But at this time, those things are my concern. I'm a young Jamaican. I'm 37. I leave Jamaica 2016, come to America. Sped off by a 2-year time. I get myself started, Mr. Hughes. And right now, I'm an American citizen.
Yeah. That one is of real concern, sir.
I never lose focus.
I
never lose focus.
Yes.
I never lose focus. When I leave Jamaica, I don't come here to idle, and I don't lose focus. And I drop in the hands of some good people, and then leave them business to me to run. And then believe in me and trust in me. And Mr. Hughes, I have shares in the business. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But Mr. Hughes, I'm here. I help a lot of people back home, and I need to come back home. I need to come back home and do business, and can come to America, go back home and do business. But I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Yes. Yeah.
Next thing, Mr. Hughes, you say you want to run Jamaica. Right now, you don't show the Jamaican people say you love Jamaica, and you don't renounce, you don't come out and show the people them. So you tell me, say, you have 1 foot in Jamaica and 1 foot in England. So if you don't win the election, you're going to tell Jamaica bye-bye. I'm going to your business. Those are my concerns. Those are my concerns, Mr. Hughes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my biggest concern.
Well, what can I tell you, sir? What can I tell you? Yeah, that.
And the people when we connect with over here, those for them concern, them come in the store and them share them concern every day. And what I like about Andrew Holness, all of these things with going on, you don't hear Andrew Holness said nothing. He's not that type of person. And I like the type of leader. Those type of leader are a good leader.
When you say you don't hear him say anything, what do you mean? He has responded in some instances.
Yeah, he responded, but he responded in a manner where you can understand. He give you the answer and break it down so you understand what's going on. You understand? Just like him, I tell you, say, build the road, you have to think that the economy grow, and you have to be disciplined. If it don't collect the real, do the right thing, you can't get the right revenue to make the road. Because in the past, gone, I have friends, Mr. Hughes, tell me, say, when PNP in a power, he can use 300,000 and clear 6 containers. So all the road are going to build, all the light are going to build. And that I tell it to him. I say it to him. I said that not right. You have to pay a fair share. When he tell me those things, I say, that means if you pay 400,000 to clear 6 containers, when you're supposed to pay $1.5 million to clear 6 containers. So all the road, all you're going to get a road, all you're going to get light, all you're going to get water. Something that give me concern, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Kemar.
So we're in trouble.
Yes, we are.
We're in trouble. Have a good day.
All right. We're going to go to the BBC or CNN feed because quite a remarkable thing is happening where outgoing President Joseph Biden and the incoming President, 46th and 47th President, Donald Trump, are traveling in the same limousine to the U.S. Capitol for the swearing-in of Donald Trump. Let's listen.
And when the staff here need to get everything done, and later when the Trumps return here to the White House as the first couple once more, it will kind of be like maybe they never left. Their furniture, art, clothing, all of that should be, if everything goes smoothly, in the places that they are supposed to be so that they can now proceed to live at the White House once again for another 4 years.
Tim Naftali, what we're about to witness, talk a little bit about the history of that, the history of inaugurations.
The very first...
All right, so that is quite remarkable to see Biden and Trump riding in the same limo, given the fact that these two men can't stand each other, as we would say in Jamaica. Yes? And they are riding in the same limousine next to each other on their way to the U.S. Capitol for his swearing-in. And don't forget a little history. Trump did not attend the inauguration of Biden in 2020. He jumped in his plane and flew to Florida and dissed that tradition that has been part of American politics. He didn't go to Biden's inauguration. And here, Biden, riding with him in the same limo to the U.S. Capitol. Interesting. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm.
Resolve your conflict peacefully with restorative justice. Call 876-906-4923. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
14 minutes to 11.
Want to reduce your high electricity bills? Then Peak Energy has the solution for you. From grid-tied to hybrid solar inverters with full lithium-ion battery pack. Installation and maintenance packages available. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hill, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar. Start your fitness journey today and make 2025 your healthiest yet with Express Fitness. State-of-the-art equipment, expert trainers, and encouraging community are here to support you every step of the way. Join now and take the first step towards a stronger, happier you. Express Fitness, starting at only $9,500 per month with 11 locations island-wide. Your gym for all your needs. Visit www.expressfitnessja.com to sign up today.
Sunday, February 16, 2025 will be pure energy and excitement as thousands hit the streets, running, walking and wheeling with a purpose. The Sagicor Sigma Run isn't just a road race, it's a celebration of people coming together to make a difference. Don't miss the Caribbean's biggest running event, Sagicor Sigma Run 2025. Visit SagicorSigmaRun.com and register now. Run for the fun, donate for the cause. Sponsored by Walden, Pan Jam, National Baking Company, Reggae Marathon, Catherine's Peak, Millet Media and Whistling Frog.
Revamp your space with unique living, sleek fixed and sliding shower panels, shower systems and faucets, stylish vanities, LED and non-LED mirrors, basins and kitchen sinks, closet and storage solutions, hanging aids, and more. Available in different finishes and sizes to match your style. Transform your space and visit us today at shop number 6, 30 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call us at 876-755-3661 or visit our website at uniquelivingja.com to shop.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm.
12 minutes going up to 11. Good morning, Mr. Burke.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes. How are you doing today?
I'm alive.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. That's good. You know what I want to call you about? Sometime last year, November, December, I went to the Juicy Beef Patty store in New Kingston. And I run my card for some stuff. And they didn't have the stuff. They realized that they did not have the stuff after the card run. And they were supposed to give me back the money. And the lady said she had reversed the credit, the money to the account, to my account at JMB. And I keep going to JMB, and they don't see the thing come up on the account. And I keep going back to them at Juicy Beef, and them giving me a run around. And one day I forget real mad and call down at them office down at Clarendon. And when I say real bad, I mean real mad, because it's my money, I work for it. And I tried to speak to Mrs. Chen, but unfortunately I didn't get her. Somebody intercepted me, and the person who intercepted me claims that they work with her at the company, and they have to refer the matter to them, not she. And you know, that thing created a rift. And I got back the money eventually. They had to take the money from the cashier to give me, and that was like a week or so after. And you see, from that, Mr. Hughes, you see, every time that I go in there to buy something, I get some bad face or some disrespect. And when I talk to them about it, I mean, it's like, it's false, and it's like there are no fraud. Put it that way there. And when I call down there to say to the lady, somebody down there, look, I go in there to buy, and, you know, disrespect and things. She's like, they're saying that I have an argument with them. I said, no. If I ask for some gravy on my callaloo, they shouldn't kiss them teeth after me for that, because my food, them it's food they're sharing. Them kind of style there. Yeah, them kind of behavior. And you cannot get Mrs. Chin, you know Mrs. Chin, for down there, for Juicy Beef, Edith, for the custard for Maypen. And you can never get her. She had a refer to them. And the individual that you refer to in the office, them don't seem to know about, to me, they don't seem to know about customer relationship.
Which of the Juicy Beef location is this?
The one in New Kingston.
New Kingston, on Nutside Boulevard.
Yeah, man. Last week, Thursday, I had a matter in court. And I went there to get something in the morning, the breakfast to eat. Because I was running, and I was there, and the place was so crowded. And I said to one of the ladies, but you're cashing, and if you're cashing, you're flooding the counter with customers. Why don't you stop the cashing and assist the others over the counter by getting rid of some of the crowd? I said, nothing wrong. And it's like, she's telling me if me talk again, when I come back in there, she's not going to sell me anything. This is what I show me, say, well, these people is carrying a feeling because they talk.
Well, why you keep on going back there? Why you keep on going back there?
Okay. Right, that's the thing now. That's the thing now. And I've drawn the line. I've drawn the line from Thursday and said, look here, you know what? Me not glad for going the cars, watch out. Me can't spend the money anywhere else.
Yes. Yes.
You know? Because if you have a
And
place
but
that
what?
your customer talk complain about your staff, so them don't really have the style and the behavior. You need to talk to them about it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to go there, but talk to them about it.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep doing the same thing, and you're going there, and other people's having the same problem, and you're going there to buy them food. Them just chat to them anyway, and you know, when them say, look,
Well,
I mean,
I patronize Juicy Beef from time to time, and I've never had that experience, sir. Never had that experience. So you're sure it's not something personal you and them having there?
No, them just, you know, over them I tell you over the money where the money did not, and you me gonna talk about it, them I carry feelings.
But outside of that, I suppose that is a motive you could
Yes, that
cite.
is what when I spoke about it.
Mm-hmm.
It started to carry mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm. Well, for the people of the managers of Juicy Beef, Juki Chin, you need to take a is who? No, Juki on Juicy Beef.
Yeah, man. And you never can see none of them not talk to them. You only hear them.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily. No. Don't push it. You wouldn't see Mr. Chin there.
I know.
But I'm saying
Mr.
Chin and the operators of Juicy Beef, you need to probably take a look at what is happening at your New Kingston outlet. Yeah? And, you know, I learned many years ago that some of these fast food outlets usually have a so-called mystery shopper who they would employ to go inside their establishments and just to assess how customers were being treated and serviced. Yeah? And they use it as good feedback to control and to improve customer service. Probably the people at Juicy Beef should if they don't, should take this on board and check out your New Kingston location. Yeah? This is a disgruntled customer. Yeah? And you don't want that to happen, do you? Kemar?
You know, I go back in there. Because them not ready.
Burke. You're not, well, don't go back in there. You have several other places you can spend your money, sir.
Mm-hmm. But they need to, as you said, they need to take a look at the customer relationship. Take a look at that situation in there. Because it's not only me.
All right, sir. You made the point. Sir. Good. 5 minutes going up to 11. Billboard. Good morning.
Good morning to you, teacher.
Good morning, Billboard. How you do?
Well, I'm good. I've been trying to get you from your come back at work. One night, I squeezed on the call for you. And your blessed happy birthday, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you.
I'm asking a question. Is it that the head or the opposition leader is so anxious to grab an headline when him don't give no difference between exonerate and pardon?
You know, I heard it, the kerfuffle, and it is a trivial matter, frankly. Probably he didn't understand. Somebody who wrote the press release missed the distinction between a pardon and an exoneration.
Because one is an American and one is an English. It doesn't.
No, not at all. Has nothing to do with that. Somebody just didn't realize the distinction between a pardon and an exoneration, and Mr. Golding fell into the trap of.
He's a liar.
Yes, he should know. Yes.
Will the PNP please stand up? I'm calling on the PNP.
Yes.
To stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I told you a couple of months, maybe a year I said there was a third party. And you couldn't understand the third party. The third party is the, what do you call it? Kapanari's party, you know. that has infiltrated the PNP.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about a third party? What are you talking about, Billboard?
Matthews.
Come on.
Matthews.
Yes.
I have not heard any of the real PNP in the leadership position coming out in defense of anything that isn't being negative on behalf of the party. I heard Mr. Patton come out to this man and congratulate the pardon of
Garvey.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Can't he come out and say something, or he will stay at the back and say something to what's happening in this party?
The man, but you know, Billboard. You're an experienced practitioner, observer of the politics. What are you asking Mr. Pattis to do? To come out and criticize his party at such a sensitive moment, huh?
Well,
No. Seriously, Billboard. Seriously, Billboard.
For them to change them way.
Seriously, Billboard. But Billboard, enough to come out and do that.
So that means not doing nothing then.
Oh no, he could be doing it quietly.
But that means not here.
No. Well, and that's the point I'm making. Just think of how we, here, media generally, would report and pounce on that. If the PNP former leader, PJ Patterson were to come out and say, listen up, Mark Golding, you're making too many rookie errors, you know. You need to batten down and think before you open your mouth. Yeah? Can you imagine what that would do?
Well, I know who I'm voting for. What is happening around me? Sick my stomach to know that I have no opposition. And I want Jamaicans to come and sensical enough when the time comes to vote, what to do. I'm quite aware my feeling is that we must have a good opposition. But my feeling right now, you know, is that maybe if you don't mind, I'm alone, my feeling feet.
No, sir. No, you are dreaming now.
No, I know I'm dreaming.
Yes, you are dreaming.
I know I'm dreaming, but I'm saying in my dream, for it to become a reality, they must lose more than the 14 seats that they have now. Time come. Time come for a stand. And I'm glad the election is coming up shortly. And as a gentleman, Mr. Owen is not saying nothing. And I like how he's taking that backseat approach and leave Mr. Trump to fall over himself.
Mr. Trump?
Yeah, well, Trump Jr.
Oh, come on. What the hell?
Trump Jr.
Oh, God. Billboard.
I just met him long time. I just met about it from long time.
Huh?
That we have a deal. Remember I said to you one day we have a Donald Trump in Jamaica?
And I really think you're being very unkind to Mark Golding.
I'm not being unkind.
Yes, you are. You are being very, very unkind.
I'm not being unkind. I'd like to stress you out some more, but because I just got a chance to call you from the start, I will leave you for the time being, you know. I think I've made my point clear.
Yes, sir.
We need an opposition leader that knows the difference between exonerate and pardon. As common as that. Isn't that simple?
You really believe that? Do you?
Have a nice day, sir.
You really believe that, Billboard?
So what?
That the commercial attorney at law, the opposition leader, the member of parliament, doesn't know the difference between exoneration and pardon?
Do they know the difference between integrity and credibility?
No, I didn't ask you that. I'm asking you between an exoneration and a pardon. He doesn't know the difference?
He might have known now when they drive him attention.
Oh, please.
But I'm saying to you, does he know the difference between credibility and integrity?
Of course he should, and he does.
Keep preaching every day, and that's the greatest ills they have in the party.
Okay.
No credibility and no integrity.
I hear you. All right,
Enjoy
sir.
your day, sir.
Take care, Billboard. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hughes Den Pharmacy is
2 minutes after 11.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus, Thursday, January 23. Join us and hear top experts discuss key trends, share ideas, and create strategies for growth in the region. Attend the conference and build valuable partnerships, discover new investment opportunities, and see the latest products and services. So come to the Jamaica Pegasus with Nationwide at 5, Thursday, January 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Stock Exchange and Bloomahoe Capital.
Tune in to Outside with Pepita from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we broadcast live from Megamart, 29 Waterloo Road on Saturday, January 25.
Outside with Pepita and me, the Stinger Honeybee. In a Megamart equals
Mega Vibes. Come on down to Megamart Waterloo for all the New Year excitement. Don't miss the Mega Fiesta,
the Mega Specials,
and the Mega Promotions.
Outside with Pepita is doing it mega with Megamart. So join Outside with Pepita
alongside Honeybee,
Saturday, January 25
from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Catch us at Megamart, 29 Waterloo Road, Kingston.
Or tune in to Nationwide 90 FM,
the new revolution in media.
This broadcast is brought to you by Megamart.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
4 minutes after 11. Alric, good morning.
Thank you for you.
I'm all right. How are you?
Tell Billboard that PJ Patterson is a consummate politician and diplomat. He would never come out and chastise Mr. Golding in public. It would cause something like what is happening up in Los Angeles now, man, a firestorm. He wouldn't do that. He maybe has been speaking with him because he has been making a lot of rookie mistakes, but he wouldn't come out in public and chastise him. Would never happen.
Exactly.
I heard you mention this man about the outgoing president riding with the incoming president in the same limousine.
Mm-hmm.
That again shows some sort of how far away the two men are. Remember what happened 4 years ago?
Yes, I made the
point. What is happening this morning now? So it shows you again the decency.
Yes.
Of President Biden.
Yes.
And showing up Donald Trump
mm-hmm.
for what he is. And if Mr. Trump with Biden riding with him in the limousine this morning, has any form of decency about him, he should feel bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He should feel unembarrassed
mm-hmm.
to know that somebody who had behaved so 4 years ago is now riding with the same limousine with him
mm-hmm.
to today's ceremony.
And has worked to make sure that there's a smooth transition.
Transition of government.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes so much difference.
Tells you a lot about the two gentlemen.
As I said, as far apart from the North Pole is to the South Pole, man. Biden, you know. I had a conversation with a friend of mine on Saturday about Trump's inauguration today and what it would mean for immigrants, especially us here in Jamaica. And then we sat down at Junction, and he was saying to me that he's worried because if Trump gets to do what he has promised to do, a lot of Jamaicans will be coming home. How do you look at it? How do you wait? Or how can it happen?
It can. It can. And wait until later today and tomorrow when his series of executive orders that they're describing as it will be similar to shock and awe.
Yeah.
Trump campaigned on border security, immigration, as a central plank of his case to the American people. And he told you, in his words, there will be mass deportations. Yes? And those people who are in the United States illegally, they are not in the system, they're not being processed. Yes, they're not in the system for processing of their papers, are going to be under a lot of pressure. And Mr. Trump tells you that I am going to deport them. There's one, you know, I'm no fan of Donald Trump.
Donald, but Mr. You,
but there's one, yes.
What Donald tells you he's going to do, he does it. That's the whole thing I respect him about. You know, he showed you his speed, him don't hide it.
I will disagree with it. He doesn't necessarily do it. But he tells you clearly what he intends to do. Yeah? Yes. And no one can fault him. Yes? He won an election, however narrowly, he won an election on these policy issues. Right? Yes. And to answer your question, we know there are thousands and thousands of Jamaicans living illegally in the United States of America who fall into the target group that Trump wants out of his country.
That's what my friend was worried about. What are we going to do if he starts sending them back here?
What are we going to do? We have to take them. They're Jamaicans. We can't deny them. We can't deny them. They are Jamaicans. Yeah. We have to take them and hug up the implications of them coming home. Yes, sir.
He said to me, and this was what started me, that some of them have been away for so many years and has never ever remembered their families, and they have not. You know, the Jamaican World Fowl Cup, they have not even erected a Fowl Cup back here, so we are going to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. A lot of them throw a stone behind them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Leaves him worried. I wasn't that worried, but when he said it to me Saturday, I said, I'm not going to run it by Mr. Hughes Monday morning because I never really look at it that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like him, because he has relatives involved like that, and he's worried that I work then don't come on because them can't come back on my yard. That's exactly what he said to me. before I go.
And let me tell you, and some of them, you know, some of these same people are some of the biggest supporters of Donald Trump.
That's what he said.
Some of the biggest supporters of Donald Trump. Exactly. And when you ask them to square what Donald is saying and their own reality, they say they don't think him going to do it. Him not going to do it. Him not serious. A joke, him a joke.
Exactly what he said, Mr.
Yes.
And he also had it that the men voted for Trump because they didn't want a lady president because them white men come in and say, today, a woman a president, so me around the rules. So that him say?
Yes. I know a couple of them, you know. And I tell them, if Donald ever deport you, don't come asking me for a dime.
Well, all right then. You're discussing the Jamaican politics constituency by constituency with some of your callers.
Yes.
I had a reason to be in Maple last Thursday night at a candlelight for one of my friends. And the deputy mayor from Kingston was very much there with an entourage, walking around politicking. And the mayor from Maple was there and didn't stay too long.
That is Feder. Donald, former Mayor Williams.
Yes, he was at the wake and going around making the rounds of the people who were involved with the lady who died, and had his group with him and bought his liquor and set up them table and talking to people, and had his people going through the crowd. And so I'm wondering if Joel is going to be challenged big time by the deputy mayor from Kingston. No.
Well, it is being talked about, I gather, in the Labour Party that Delroy Williams, the deputy mayor of Kingston, the former mayor, beg your pardon, the former mayor, is interested in Central Clarendon.
Well, he's out there working as I myself.
But it's going to be problematic for the Labour Party, you know, because the incumbent MP, Mike Henry, has made it clear, endorsed Joel. And, you know, you don't want to trump Mike Henry in Central Clarendon.
Not from 1980. He has been there. And
Yes.
move him.
Yeah, so, you know, they have to proceed with caution there. It could cause more problems.
The short seat too, because he has endorsed Mr. Miller, who is the son of the former councillor who died, but a principal from a school up there after it. And my sources up there telling me that you're going to have a little rumble up there too.
Okay.
So it's not walkie-talkie with the JLP. It's not the PNP alone have them internal problems. It's chief selection. The JLP have a couple of seats that they'll have to think about and do something quickly about.
I've been saying so, you know. Yeah, they have problems in South Manchester too.
Okay, so if I don't want to spoil your Monday, but think about the West Indies. They're gone.
Oh, please. Who's next? Clyde, morning. Clyde, morning.
Morning, Clear.
Morning.
I heard you made a what you call it? Use a phrase where we talk about eating your rice when it's hot.
Not eating rice when it's hot.
Right. Some places you go, they say that drinking my soup when it's hot or my coffee when it's hot.
Oh, I see.
But whatever word you use, whichever of them you use, the message is the same. Allow some time to pass before you act.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what it means?
Yes.
Yes, and I agree with you. What you know experiencing might be difficult and hard to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But the greater part of it is to allow some time to pass, get your facts together.
Yes.
And then you jump.
Yes.
Yes, and you're not alone in it. The whole nationwide family. When you get hurt, you know how it goes. We get hurt too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But I call you to mention two things about Norman Manley Part and the situation in Central Kingston. Mr. Golding has a law degree and maybe a couple more as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he handled the Central Kingston matter, you know, him really fall down on the job. And, you know, made me start to think about him seriously. And the comment made by, or the statement made by Dr. Sophia Longmore.
Oh, yes.
You know, the man, when you talk about the real man is come now, how do you think Mr. Rowe and those who support him for the past 20 years, how do you suppose them feel?
Mm-hmm.
I went to school when I was 12.
Hold it for me. Let's take a quick break and come back.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jack on my figure, dig the wall. Upper total tools. Weed whacker figure, trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand. Total tools. We rent them, sell them, and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option. Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Outer Reas, 34 Slive Road, Kingston. And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull out the wrapper and it's soft so till. A sub bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A sub bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too.
Mother's Bakery Buns. A sub bun for nice. Try them today.
Start your fitness journey today and make 2025 your healthiest yet with Express Fitness. State-of-the-art equipment, expert trainers, and encouraging community are here to support you every step of the way. Join now and take the first step towards a stronger, happier you. Express Fitness, starting at only $9,500 per month with 11 locations island-wide. Your gym for all your needs. Visit www.expressfitnessja.com to sign up today.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
18 minutes after 11, we're taking your calls. We're streaming live on Nationwide 90 FM Live. We're speaking with Clyde. Yes, Mr. Clyde, go ahead.
Yeah, I went to school when I was 12, age of when we 15. And I could handle the situation better than how Mr. Golden started out. He essentially divided the party further than it is now divided. When you talk about, the real man come now. I could have handled the situation that in a way that would make Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Rowe, feel better along with his people, rather than seeking to take revenge on what he says. Because what he says said make them most uncomfortable. And so if it is that when Steve McGregor now come and invited him to sit down, and he's another one, I'll be coming to him as well. He stoutly rejected the offer to sit with him, or sit him down, as it were, and have any kind of conversation with him. When you diss him nationally, come on. You can't say the real man come. What he is doing here, in effect, is dividing the party. Naman Manley party. And what is happening now as a result of that? The PNP has to be paying more time repairing the damage created by these people than to come with a real plan for the country for the next 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Up till now, we haven't heard because they are busy fixing it. They are so busy fixing the damage done by these people that they don't have no roadmap. They don't have nothing to come to the people and tell, because by the time they get down to some of seriousness to discuss the way forward, something come up and they have to scrap that and move to do what you call repair work to the party.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they think they're doing to Norman Manley Party. They think all they're crazy about is power. And there's a quote by Abraham Lincoln that says, if you want to test a man's true character, just be in power. And that's what they're running down. And Jamaica is on the run like nobody cares about her. Everybody just come and take a piece of bite out of her. So we don't have nothing left. Because the people who we think and we perceive that time really come now.
Mm-hmm.
Come for what? Time come for what? Time come for them to shut up. Rise and one PNP must now come together. The statement he made is just set cats among the pigeons.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And come to Mr. McGregor. McGregor and Lawrence and Rowe are two different. One start with R and one start with M. How dare you say to the mature man who has such great asset in the PNP, you come and tell you want to sit him down? He's not your son or your grandson. He's a grown man in the trenches of Central Kingston for the past 20 years. And you think you just come and say stuff like that about a man that people respect and work with for the past 20 years, and you expect that them go and sit down swallow that hook, line, and sinker? Mr. Hughes?
Yes, sir.
Keep on doing what you're doing.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you carefully, sir.
Yes.
And I must tell you that what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
A lot of sense. The opposition leader and PNP president has been careless in his choice of words.
Yeah.
Careless. Especially at a moment like this, when he has divisions in central Kingston, and your objective must be to hold it together, mend the fences, yeah? You can't be using such disparaging, disrespectful language.
Not at all.
Can't be. It's the same reason I have had to call him out on that January 10, 2025 letter, where you points out that Roe failed your integrity committee test. You backed him nonetheless, and then he proved the integrity committee right. Yeah? And then what do?
Yeah.
You offer him a Senate appointment. You promise him, not offered. You promise him a Senate appointment. Yeah? The same person who couldn't meet, couldn't scale the bar to face the electorate in a parliamentary election. You're going to catapult him by promising him that you're going to make him a senator? It just doesn't add up. It is poor governance principles.
Yeah.
And then, what is also astounding for me, as I've said, to commit that to writing. Commit it to writing. That's a rookie mistake. Yeah? Rookie.
And I heard Al hinted, and I think a previous caller hinted at, like they would expect Mr. Patterson to come out and chastise him. No. But I want to tell you, I can tell you, Mr. Patterson being the diplomat he is, he wouldn't chastise him in John public. I don't expect him to. But if Mr. Patterson is giving him an easy ride, I can tell you I'll be disappointed in Mr. Patterson. I can tell you that.
Yes.
Yes, I've been disappointed. And not only Mr. Patterson, KD. KD is as sharp as a needle. And I can tell you, he's not having an easy ride. I want to tell you, you mark my word, Mr. Cliff. You mark my word. If election was 18 months away, they would have gotten rid of Mark Golden.
Oh?
Yes. If election was 18 or 20 months away, they would have gotten rid of him. Because what would have happened, there was some dislocation and disruption taking place. But they would have had enough time to fix it with the right approach. That's my gut feeling with Norman Manley Party. That's my gut feeling. But for anybody now to think about changing leadership
would be suicidal.
Suicidal.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And so you mark my word. If election was 18 or 20 months away, they would have given him the boot so fast. Let me not say the follow-up word.
Yes.
Thank you, man. And listen, let me know. Some of the times when I can't get you, I believe that they want to, I believe your word, they want to intimidate you into silence.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We know that. We know that. They want to intimidate us.
When I can't get you, that's where my headspace go, my heart go. I say, you know what? Why I can't get Cliff? Maybe because they must sabotage the program. Yeah, But let me tell you something. You are not alone on Nationwide, on Cliff Hughes Online. And I want to tell you, I don't want to say whole of Jamaica, they're behind you. But you know too, a lot of Jamaica is behind you.
Yes,
Let me ask you one favor before I go. Could you give Miss Nora a number to give me that I can get you outside?
Yes, please.
Thank you so very much.
Hold on for her.
Thank
Hold
you
on for
very
her.
much. Yeah.
Yes. The issue of what happened in the Senate on Friday, didn't have time to deal with it this morning. But the gentleman there raised it. Yeah? And I know it's being discussed. What was it that happened in the Senate on Friday? Government Senator and psychiatrist Dr. Sophia Longmore questioned Mark Golding's judgment to lead Jamaica. And she said that his taking part in that now infamous shackles of a black man that occurred, was it 2023 or 2022? Yeah, raises serious questions about Mr. Golding's judgment to be Prime Minister. Here's Mahira Stewart's report on that.
Dr. Longmore brought to Parliament the now infamous image of opposition leader Mark Golding holding the chains of a black man in bondage during a skit at a party rally last year. The scene at the time brought widespread condemnation from the general public and the governing Jamaica Labour Party. Dr. Longmore made it clear she was not attempting to make a critique based on race.
Now, Mr. President, I am not here to critique, to say, talk about the mockery that was made. I'm not here to say that, look at the fact, this is not a color, skin color thing, no. Out of many, we are one people. But, Mr. President, for me, it is the decision-making process of someone who is seeking the leadership of this country. My son is there, and when I was preparing this slide, I did not want him to see this because I introduced it to him. I introduced it to him in the right way because in my mind, the leader of the longest black democracy in Jamaica, in the world, should not have the possibility of that image being found.
However, Dr. Longmore says for someone seeking the highest office in the country, to even be caught in such a position leaves their decision-making in question.
Whatever made him make that decision to do that, it causes me to question his capacity to make decisions as a leader. I am not talking about skin color. I'm not talking about the fact that he was playing a skit to remove the shackles of the God. No, this is the image that is embedded, that is there now for the world, for every generation. Can you imagine this now? We are going fully into being a republic. And this or the possibility thereof. And this would be the image that we would have of our Prime Minister.
Dr. Longmore went further, noting that the skit was put on by the very same opposition leader who at the time was a British citizen. Those comments incensed opposition Senator Lambert Brown, who rose to his feet and sotto voce decried her as racist, while loudly shouting that he was proud of his leader.
My argument is the decision-making capacity of someone who already is established to have possible dual allegiancy. And so, Mr. President, I have incited a response because I am hitting truth. I am hitting truth. I am not arguing about that.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Well, that ignited a response from the voice there you heard of Lambert Brown. And what I understand Dr. Longmore, to be saying, it's not about the color of Mark Golding's skin or his origins. It's about his judgment. Judgment to be Prime Minister. Because whoever came up with that idea, the moment it was uttered to Mark, Mark should have said, "Are you a damn idiot? Are you a damn idiot? You want me to go up there and do that? Huh?" I think that is what Longmore is saying. Is he thinking? It's about his judgment. And leadership carries with it, a real test of not only character, judgment, and moment, timing. I think that is what Dr. Longmore is saying. Mark Golding should have chased whoever came up with that idea to tell him, I am not doing that, and I cannot do that. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, will host the Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair, January 22 and 23 at 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Attendees from all schools are asked to confirm participation via email to rsvpcareerexpo@moh.gov.jm. Expect interactive booth displays, entertainment, free health screenings, and more. See you at the 2025 Health and Wellness Career Expo and Employment Fair. A career in health, the roadmap to success.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jack on my figure, dig the wall. Our total tools. Lead walk a figure, trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand. Total tools. We rent them, sell them, and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option. Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Outer Rias, 34 Slive Road, Kingston. And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
Do you remember this?
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Don't worry, we never forget it. But in all seriousness, earthquakes are deemed the most dangerous natural disaster. We can never predict when one will hit our lovely Jamaica. But we can raise awareness and help you to prepare for one with our radio segment known as Seismic Dialogue. Tune in to the Seismic Dialogue every Monday at 7 p.m. during Nationwide at 5. We'll have discussions, listener interactions, and more. That's the Seismic Dialogue. Mondays at 7 p.m. during Nationwide at 5. Preparedness is key. Secure what matters, have a plan, and remain calm when the ground shakes. Brought to you by Digital Commodities, Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited, and Coast to Coast Concrete Company Limited.
Tune in to the Consumer Hour every first and third Thursday for MLSs and you. Brought to you by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus, Thursday, January 23. Join us and hear top experts discuss key trends, share ideas, and create strategies for growth in the region. Attend the conference and build valuable partnerships, discover new investment opportunities, and see the latest products and services. So come to the Jamaica Pegasus with Nationwide at 5, Thursday, January 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Stock Exchange and Bloomahoe Capital.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
23 minutes going up to noon. Maxine is our next caller. Good morning, Maxine.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm calling about an incident, and I want to big up a lady. My daughter was coming from school last week, Thursday, and she went to the school that in Mona to pick up a student, but the student did leave. So my daughter was outside the school buying water. So my daughter said she drove up to her and said to her, "Don't look back. There's a car trailing you, and one of the guy right behind you." And she said she noticed them watching my daughter from she's buying the water. So she said, okay. She told my daughter, some police are around the corner, but she was talking to my daughter. So when she neared to reach to the police, she said to my daughter, "I'm going to leave you now, and I'm going to get to the police and tell them that they are in danger." And she said, my daughter said she was walking because the guy continued coming up to her, walking behind her, and the car was slowly driving. So my daughter said, the time she bent the corner, she said the two police run come. There's a male police and a lady. And I'm here, Mr. Hughes, I tell her I cry because if it wasn't for that lady, maybe I want to see my daughter. And I thank the police, because she said the police run. I want the police lady hug her, and then I will put her in our vehicle. But she was in time to see the guy and the car, but she said she don't know anything. Because they take her away.
Where did this happen?
In Mona.
Where in Mona?
She said she was... all right, I don't really know the road so good because she got to Mona 6 Farm. But you had a road where drop you out to JC there. But she took the other road where she was going to Papine. She said that's where she go to take the vehicle because she get the vehicle more quicker.
Yes.
To go home.
What time of day was this?
She said it's after 5 because she do training. She's on the netball team.
After 5?
Yes.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon, Mr.
Yes.
Kate.
Oh,
God, I tell you.
How old is your daughter?
Well, she's 17.
Ooh.
She's 17, soon turn 18.
So that woman, God bless her soul.
Yes, Mr. Hughes, and I'm here to pick her up, tell her many thanks. Because she's sitting in her car and she observed them because she said, from you buying the water, they are watching you.
Yeah. And who knows what they would have done to your daughter.
And maybe I want to see her.
Yes.
I want to see her back. I'm a single mom with my 2 daughters.
And the response of the police was very good.
Yes, and I tell you, I am very grateful of her. I am very grateful of the police them too, because she said, "Mommy, they will run." Because she said she think they were gonna drive and come, but she said when she saw them, they will run to get her. But she said she don't know what happened with the police and them because the police were talking to them.
Oh, with the man them in the car.
Right. And she said, "Mommy, one bleach out." She said the next one looked like a madman. He was fat and thick.
Wow. Well, your daughter must be... I hope she learns from this, that she has to be very careful of her space.
Yes. I tell her, I say, when you're walking, and I always tell her that, I say, when you're walking, you have to look around.
Yes,
You cannot You just cannot hold your head straight in front of you, look around.
Yes, or be on your phone and not paying attention to your surroundings.
Right. She said the phone was in her tights.
Uh-huh.
So, and then she was going to start the class, same place in Mona, and the spirit said, take her.
Yes.
And then she called me and started to cry. And I get jumping. I said, what happened? And she said, there's an old man come up to her and rub his hand on her skin behind her back.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, if you were looking around, you'd have seen how near him up to you.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning when I leave out, I have to tell her this now.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, so the police held on to her. Did they put her in their vehicle or what?
They put her in their vehicle.
Okay.
And take her away, but they didn't drop her. They just drop her part where she's safer.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I can understand why you want to say thanks to that lady.
Yeah,
because that lady was sharp enough and smart to alert your 17-year-old daughter of the danger that was lurking. Yeah?
Yes, sir. So even when she came home, she said, I can't believe. She said the police were talking to her, but she hear when them say, you must be very careful. She said she don't know anything else because the way she was so frightened.
Mm-hmm.
She even said they give me a bottle of water because she said she was shaking.
Yes. Wow.
And that one evening, because she normally walk in group,
mm-hmm.
and that one evening,
mm-hmm.
where she never have anybody to walk with.
Yeah. Well, she has this to learn a lot from. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
so I'm bigging up the lady and I'm bigging up the police.
Yes.
And I'm very grateful.
Yes.
Of what the lady has done.
Wow.
And thank God the police was nearby because she said there was an accident, so that's why the police then was nearby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Thanks for sharing with us, Maxine, and I'm very happy that it turned out in a very happy, it ended happily, and your daughter is safe. And to the two police officers involved, thank you so much, and to that woman.
One thing more, Mr. Cliff.
Yes.
You see, if I never saw her come on, who you think I would blame? I would say she take a taxi and they take her away. And then, it's not a taxi.
Yes.
It's somebody on foot.
Yeah.
Surely not.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for calling, Maxine. Take care.
You're welcome, sir. Okay.
Good. Time for the break.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light.
Furnitureland at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furnitureland is
11:46.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A so bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A so bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too. Mother's bakery buns. A so bun for nice. Try them today.
Enough power tool, big to small. Chaka my figure dig the wall. Our Total Tools. Beat back a figure trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand. Total Tools. We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option.
Total Tools located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slide Road, Kingston.
And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
Get
Get ready for a day of inspiration and innovation at UCC BDCI's Conversations for Greatness. Join us on January 23 at 10 a.m. at UCC, 17 Worthington Avenue in Kingston for an exciting and informative day of activities. Connect with industry leaders like Michael Andre Collins, join interactive workshops, and witness a live pitch competition that could transform business ideas into reality. Don't wait. Visit www.bdci.co to register now. Conversations for Greatness, where great minds meet and future leaders are made.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
13 minutes to 12, and the formal ceremony of the inauguration of Donald Trump has begun. The Senator, Amy Klobuchar, is now addressing the ceremony.
Doing extraordinary things. President Kennedy, who at one point worked as a senator in this building and would often walk through this very rotunda, once said, "In a democracy, every citizen, regardless of interest in politics, holds office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility." With that responsibility of citizenship comes an obligation not to seek out malice, as President Lincoln once reminded us, but to view others with a generosity of spirit despite our differences. With that responsibility of leadership comes an obligation to stand our ground when we must and find common ground when we can. With everything swirling around us, the hot mess of division, it is on all of us, to quote an incredible songwriter who just happened to be born in my state, to ensure that our nation's democracy is our shelter from the storm. There's a reason this ceremony takes place at the Capitol. In other countries, it might be in a presidential palace or a gilded executive office building. Here, it is traditionally held at the Capitol, the People's House. It is a fitting reminder of the system of checks and balances that is the very foundation of our government, 3 equal branches of government. That is how, for nearly 250 years, our great American experiment, grounded in the rule of law, has endured. So, as we inaugurate a new president and vice president, let us remember that the power of those in this room comes from the people. The construction workers who build our country, the teachers and healthcare workers who nurture us, the troops defending our freedoms, and yes, the firefighters in Los Angeles putting themselves on the line for us. Our democracy's strength and grit must match theirs. May God bless our nation. Thank you.
Senator Amy Klobuchar, the senator from the state of Minnesota. She's a Democrat, and the point being made about the foundations of government and democracy in America, very, very pointed. It's 10 minutes going up to noon. Who next do we have on the line? Yes. Anthony, good morning. Good morning, Anthony. No, we don't seem to have Anthony on the line. Countryman?
Marginalized.
Countryman? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, sir.
I would like to know who was forcing, who was a force, Donald Trump to sit with Biden in the same car.
I don't know. I don't think he was being forced.
According to Alric, it's the scene of them sitting in the same car shows how great Biden is and how disgusting Trump is.
Oh.
Was it not that what he said?
Well, if he hinted at that, he didn't say it in such stark terms.
But that's the only way we can make people understand the reality of life.
Oh.
Where him say,
Uh-huh.
it's like he was thinking and a judge so myopically. Why? Why can't Jamaicans be fair in how them think and judge?
Yes, countryman, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying, sir. The two of them is in the same car, so you should say something good about the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Why black man can't think?
Why who?
You have to think. What?
Why who?
Wait, sir.
Why who?
Why Jamaican then? Whatever word you want to use. Why people
No, whatever word you want to use, not you making.
Jamaican because at them I deal with because they have to live.
No, but Jamaica, I wouldn't. I don't think that's fair, sir.
But that's Jamaicans, because most Jamaicans hate Donald Trump.
But that doesn't mean that they can't think.
But them hate him why?
And I don't.
Because I'm white.
No, I don't think it's. I don't
because
think
because he love himself. Because he love himself.
Well, you want to continue? I was about to tell you that I don't think.
Yeah, I would shut up.
No, I don't think it's fair to say most Jamaicans hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I think most Jamaicans disagree with Trump's politics, his behavior, his values, and how he conducts himself. I think most Jamaicans disagree with that. I don't think that Jamaicans hate Trump. Most Jamaicans don't hate Trump. I can tell you from my sampling here of our YouTube community, yeah, there's probably more Jamaicans in support of Trump than those who are against him. Yeah? So I don't think that is accurate, sir.
Okay, sir. When I see Donald Trump start to fight against Burkina Faso, then I will hate him.
And why Burkina Faso?
Because Burkina Faso hate the oppressors and the imperialists. And they must fight against them. And they're standing and doing things to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that is against the law in Jamaica.
Against the law in Jamaica?
Yes, the law. So where you can't move forward in progress. Because you have to pay off the debt first. And more, you have to pay more than, you have to pay off the debt too fast. And don't spend money in infrastructure locally.
Oh.
Like what Nigel Clark was to do.
Mm-hmm.
Pay off the debt fast because and we can't spend money on infrastructure. We have to pay off the debt. So we remain in poverty forever. That is the reality of what Jamaica is and will always be.
Oh, you're referencing the part of the law that says servicing our debt is the first call on our consol fund.
Yes.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And make sure we never ever spend enough in agriculture. Never. We will never spend enough because every idiot on earth knows that food is the foundation of money. Food is the foundation of prosperity. If we have no food, I bet we're dead.
But it doesn't say, the law doesn't say that at all when it comes to agriculture. It speaks to the national priority to service the debt.
Only Garden House knows the true law.
I thought you did.
I know the law of God, but I don't know the law of man.
But you were speaking in a tone and manner that suggests that you know the law. That's why I say that.
Well, I know what love is, and love is to provide food for your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what love is, but these people don't know that.
Okay. All right. I wish Mr. Trump well. Yes, it's going to be a very interesting 4 years. Yes. People all over the world have anxieties about what he will bring online in terms of his policies. Yeah. So let us see. Let's hope for the best. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. That's how we're going to leave it for the morning session. We're going to make way now for the world at noon. We'll be back at 12:30.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light.
Do you remember this?
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Don't worry, we never forget it. But in all seriousness, earthquakes are deemed the most dangerous natural disaster. We can never predict when one will hit our lovely Jamaica. But we can raise awareness and help you to prepare for one with our radio segment known as Seismic Dialogue. Tune in to the Seismic Dialogue every Monday at 7 p.m. during Nationwide at 5. We'll have discussions, listener interactions, and more. That's the Seismic Dialogue. Mondays at 7 p.m. during Nationwide at 5. Preparedness is key. Secure what matters, have a plan, and remain calm when the ground shakes. Brought to you by Digital Commodities, Conrad Douglas and Associates Limited, and Coast to Coast Concrete Company Limited.
Is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus, Thursday, January 23. Join us and hear top experts discuss key trends, share ideas, and create strategies for growth in the region. Attend the conference and build valuable partnerships, discover new investment opportunities, and see the latest products and services. So come to the Jamaica Pegasus with Nationwide at 5, Thursday, January 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Stock Exchange and Bloomahoe Capital.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
12 o'clock.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the Nationwide World at Noon for this afternoon, Monday, January 20, 2025. Health Ministry publishes list of over 600 vacancies across the island. Heart Institute of the Caribbean reveals there are only 18 cardiologists on the island.
When we came, there were a handful of cardiologists. At last check, Doc, I think we had 18.
Jamaican chapter of UNIA calls the presidential pardon of Marcus Garvey a cosmetic victory.
This, what I call cosmetic victory that we have gotten in the fact that Biden signed a pardon for Garvey. It's not the first pardon that Garvey has received.
PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell hits back at Government Senator Dr. Sophia Longmore for questioning Mark Golding's judgment. In regional news, Kenya deploys more than 200 more police officers to Haiti under UN-backed mission. In international news, the ceremony to inaugurate Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States is underway. And in sports, Sunshine Girls take 1-0 lead in 3-match series. The details after the break.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
The Midday News is brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Now to the details. The Minister of Health is seeking to fill more than 600 vacancies across the island. The positions were listed in newspaper advertisements on Sunday. The bulk of the vacancies are in the Southeast Regional Health Authority, 261. That region includes St. Thomas Health Services, Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department, Ligonier Region, plus Kingston Public and Victoria Jubilee Hospitals. The National Council on Drug Abuse is next, with 181 vacancies across the country. Northeast Regional Health Authority, which includes St. Anne, St. Mary and Portland, has 75 positions listed. Next on the table is Western Regional Health Authority with 70. That region comprises health facilities in Hanover, St. James, Trelawney and Westmoreland. 21 of the vacancies are at the Ministry's head office in Kingston, and 16 are at the Southern Regional Health Authority, which spans St. Elizabeth, Manchester and Clarendon. There are 7 positions open at the University Hospital of the West Indies. The ministry is seeking to fill some of the positions at its inaugural Career Expo and Employment Fair later this week. The event is set for Wednesday, January 22 and Thursday, January 23 at the Confucius Institute at the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. Director of Public Relations and Communications Stephen Davidson says in addition to filling the vacancies, the event aims to expose students and the general public to the diverse career opportunities available in healthcare beyond the traditional roles of doctors and nurses. President of the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, Dr. Dania Baugh, has revealed that only 18 cardiologists are operating across the island. She made the disclosure at a recent press conference at the Institute's headquarters on Balmoral Avenue in St. Andrew.
Even of all the cardiologists, when we came, there were a handful of cardiologists, and now there are 4 times the number, and even that number is not enough. If we had 100 cardiologists, it would not be enough. So do we have 100 cardiologists in Jamaica? We don't have 20. We don't have 20 cardiologists in Jamaica.
Maybe about 20. Give or take about 20.
At last check, Doc, I think we had 18.
Dr. Baugh says the majority of medical facilities are not equipped to manage advanced cardiac issues.
We do have hospitals that service most of the parishes. Can they do advanced cardiac diagnostics and or treatment? No. In the public space, only one facility can do that, and that's actually a public-private partnership, which is the University Hospital of the West Indies. And even at the University Hospital of the West Indies, emergent cardiac care is not available all the time and or at all hours. If the staff is not there prepared, ready to do a diagnostic catheterization and or to open up the vessel, it's not answering the problem that we have.
Dr. Dania Baugh, president of the Heart Institute of the Caribbean. Culture Minister Olivia Grange says one path to exoneration for national hero Marcus Mosiah Garvey is through the United States court system. Minister Grange was reacting to the posthumous presidential pardon granted to Garvey on Sunday.
It can be triggered by a letter being written to President Trump, which I know the Prime Minister is looking at doing. Writing to President Trump, his Attorney General, can look into the matter, can look for the records that they have, and to start the process through the courts, which is one effort.
Former U.S. President Joe Biden issued the pardon on his last day in office. Minister Grange says the historic move is a step towards clearing Garvey's name completely. She says another avenue to expunge Garvey's criminal record is through the United States Congress by way of a resolution.
Another effort which started many years ago which involved the late Edward Seaga, was to have it done through Congress in the United States. And that effort, there's a resolution that was tabled at that time. And most recently, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke has also put that on the table again. And so the effort to have his name cleared through Congress or through the courts will continue.
Olivia Grange, Culture Minister, speaking on Nationwide this morning on Monday. One of the earliest efforts to have Garvey exonerated via Congress was in 1987. Then Congressman Charles Rangel introduced House Resolution number 84 to the House Subcommittee on Criminal Justice in the United States. Since then, other efforts have been made to have his record expunged. None have so far been successful. A cosmetic victory. That's how President of the Jamaican chapter of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, Stephen Golding, is describing the presidential pardon of national hero Marcus Garvey. Garvey, a civil rights activist, black nationalist, and Jamaica's first national hero, was issued a posthumous pardon by outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden on Sunday. Kalisa Wright reports.
The pardon comes just over 100 years after Garvey was convicted for mail fraud in the U.S. Stephen Golding says this is not the first time Garvey has received a presidential pardon.
This, what I call cosmetic victory that we have gotten in the fact that Biden signed a pardon for Garvey. It's not the first pardon that Garvey has received. Jamaicans and the world often forget that Garvey sought and achieved his own pardon in 1927. When the United States President Calvin Coolidge issued his own executive order of clemency, pardoning Garvey and releasing him after 2 3/4 years of incarceration on a 5-year sentence, and it had one caveat in it: immediate deportation to Jamaica. And this is how Garvey was returned to Jamaica.
The UNIA president commented on the public misconception that Joe Biden's move means Garvey has been exonerated rather than pardoned. He explained the difference.
A pardon is worded as an executive order of clemency issued by the office of the United States President. It always ends with saying, we now issue a full, complete, or unconditional pardon for the subject for crimes committed against the United States. So that's the first thing. The difference between a pardon and an exoneration: one is of forgiveness. The other one says, we erred in convicting you. The mistake was not on your part, it was on our part. And therefore, it is not us forgiving you, but us recognizing that we were wrong, and even in a way implying that we are asking you to forgive us.
He says an exoneration of the national hero could have financial implications for the authorities in the U.S. Golding says an exoneration is usually followed by civil suits, which usually raise the issue of reparations. Meanwhile, he believes the clearest path to exoneration for Garvey is through the U.S. Congress.
It will take an act of the U.S. Congress. We can't even go to the Supreme Court because going through the courts mean that you would have to, make new appeals, arguments would have to be made, and the time since the conviction is well over 100 years, that just would not be practical. So by an act of Congress, if the majority of representatives there affirm the fact that Garvey was set up, and we have the proof of that.
The UNIA president says the evidence should be placed before the U.S. Congress and have the matter put to a vote.
The fact that 9 members of the jury in 1923, after the conviction, wrote to the president asking for clemency for Marcus Garvey and even attesting to the fact that they had been coerced by Judge Julian Mack to come up with a guilty conviction. We have the evidence there. Put it before the U.S. Congress and have them take a vote affirming Garvey's innocent and by an act of the Congress exonerating him.
Khaleesi Wright for Nationwide News.
No less than 50%. That's the pass rate the Ministry of Education is targeting for the next cohort of students writing the mathematics papers in the upcoming Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate or CSEC exams. Permanent Secretary Dr. Casson Troop shared the vision at a media conference at the regional headquarters of the University of the West Indies, Mona campus, last Friday. Mahiri Stewart has that story.
Only 33% of Jamaican students who sat the CSEC mathematics last year passed the exam. The region as a whole saw a reduction in the number of students who passed the examination. Only 36% of students passed CSEC math in 2024, down from the 43% who passed the examinations in 2023. Jamaica's low pass rate in mathematics is of major concern for the Ministry of Education. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Casson Troop, says the ministry is working to ensure that the number improves to over 50% come at the next sitting of the exam. She outlined some of the measures the ministry is already undertaking at a number of schools to improve the performance of our students.
We have to extend learning for our students and we have to support our teachers. We also have to improve accountability. Chairman alluded to that. It's very weak in the ministry, and I'm saying it publicly, very weak in the central ministry, very weak in our schools. We have work to do, right? And of course, we have to now track performance and celebrate the gains. Those are the elements in the tactical approach, and we are in the field. 56 high schools are being focused on at the high school level. 189 primary schools are being focused on. We must move the 40% achievement in math to no less than 50%. And I'm making it public because it must be done.
Dr. Troop says the extension of class time weekly for mathematics and English is a key part of the ministry's efforts to see an uptick in grades.
What we know work is extended learning hours. The more you do something, the better you do at it. And so what we have done this year is to zone in on those 56 schools. We have reworked their timetable, and so we have increased the time for math and English to no less than 5 hours per week, which means that the children should be doing math and English every single day for an hour at least. And that's something that we have seen over time that has worked. And that is more than what the curriculum or the syllabus would ask us to do. Again, because we are making up. We have also got to empower our teachers. We do have teachers who will need some more help. We're all out there, and you heard the chairman, we are to get up from the CEO's office and get into the schools. Let them see us.
Dr. Troop also highlighted technological advances being implemented in certain aspects of teaching in order to get the ministry's desired outcome.
People have to be at work. People have to be in the classroom. And part of doing that is to remove the administrative time. Sometimes the teachers spend a lot of time trying to settle the class, mark the register, mark 2 questions. We are removing that in very short order. We are there now in those 56 schools. The teachers now can have the students do a math question on their desk with their book, snap a picture, upload it to our AI, and it marks it immediately. So there's a feature in the device called Eagle Eyes. So we can see what's happening live after a class on a day, how those students did on those topics, and then we can deploy our specialists into those institutions to do some hand-holding.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Chairman of the Education Transformation Oversight Committee, ETOC, Dr. Adrian Stokes, says Jamaica's education system must raise standards for teachers and the salaries they're paid.
In Singapore, matriculation standards to be a teacher are extremely high relative to Jamaica. It's very, very difficult to become a teacher. Teachers are also compensated at a relatively more attractive rate in Singapore compared to Jamaica. The supply of teachers is also limited. It's not easy to become a teacher in Singapore. As I indicated before, and I want to stress the point, you have to be really smart. Not everybody, unfortunately, is cut out for this teaching thing. The report calls for an increase in the matriculation requirement for students entering teacher training institutions. We need to ensure we are recruiting our best people to be teachers.
The ETOC chairman was speaking last Friday at a press conference at the regional headquarters of the UWI. He says teachers with a record of good performance should be rewarded with salaries that rival workers in other sectors.
We must pay our high-quality people better when they perform. The incentive programs for high performers in the education system needs to be attractive so that a teacher who performs can earn a comparable income to other key professionals in the economy. Note, I am talking about paying aggressively for performance, not merely increasing salaries without any linkage to performance. That can't work. The accountability measures governing the teaching profession will need to be changed radically for us to begin to see significant movement in educational outcomes. Only when these measures are implemented, we will begin to see a radical shift in the performance of our students.
Dr. Adrian Stokes, chairman of ETALK. PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell is hitting back at Government Senator Dr. Sophia Longmore for questioning the judgment of PNP President Mark Golding. Dr. Campbell was speaking at the PNP's caretaker presentation event in Southwest St. Anne on Sunday. He says Dr. Longmore would be better off worrying about her lack of competence.
The other day, I said to myself, how is it that Dr. Sophia Longmore there in the Senate, her hands holders no give her nothing to do? In carrying all day and give her ministry, in carrying APCA and give him parliamentary secretary, him no give Sophia nothing to do. Me hear she open her mouth Friday and me say me understand why she don't get nothing to do, because she don't write it, man. She don't. How can you get up and go in the parliament of the land and gone up there boy you question people mental capacity? I don't know about fear mental capacity, but I'm questioning her capacity to do nothing because the Prime Minister don't see it fit to appoint her to nothing at all, which means that he does not believe she's competent.
In her State of the Nation presentation in the Upper House on Friday, Dr. Longmore made reference to a skit at a PNP meeting in Kingston where Mark Golding held a chain around the neck of a black dreadlocked man. The skit was intended to present Golding as a champion of the oppressed who frees them from bondage. Dr. Longmore says the optics are bad and causes her to question Mark Golding's judgment. Dr. Campbell says Mark Golding's critics will not succeed in their efforts to damage the Comrade leader's brand.
They are going around and it's almost every day that them and their friends think that them can come and pitch upon the leader of the People's National Party. Well, the leader of the PNP don't have to say a word in his defense because him have summer we are stand up in front time and we big and broad and we not afraid and no boy nowhere not there.
Dr. Dayton Campbell, PNP General Secretary. In regional and international news now, regional news, Kenya has deployed 217 more police officers to Haiti as part of a multinational force to curb gang violence plaguing the Caribbean nation. Kenya's Interior Minister made the disclosure on the weekend. The lawmen departed Kenya on Friday. Kenya first sent troops to Haiti in June, and the total deployment now exceeds 600. Kenya's President William Ruto has pledged to deploy 1,000 troops as part of the UN-backed force in Haiti. In international, Donald Trump is the 47th President of the United States. He took the oath of office in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol moments ago. The inauguration ceremony was moved indoors for the first time in decades due to the bitter cold. J.D. Vance was also sworn in as Vice President. The inauguration coincided with the federal holiday honoring the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama were also sworn in for their second terms on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Tech billionaires, cabinet nominees, and former presidents are among those attending the ceremony. Wife of former President Barack Obama, Michelle, chose not to attend. And while former Vice President Mike Pence is in attendance, his wife, former Second Lady Karen, is not. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
The Midday News was brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade. Success powered by learning. The Time brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
12:21.
Stop buying expensive toner cartridges. Global Ink is now selling new factory direct generic toners. Remove factory seals, install and print. Engineered to work first time, every time. Certified for use in HB and Brother printers. Worry-free, affordable printing for your peace of mind. Money saved is money earned. We deliver island-wide. 754-7444 or 1-888-NEED INK. Never run out of toner again. Global Ink.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus, Thursday, January 23. Join us and hear top experts discuss key trends, share ideas, and create strategies for growth in the region. Attend the conference and build valuable partnerships, discover new investment opportunities, and see the latest products and services. So come to the Jamaica Pegasus with Nationwide at 5, Thursday, January 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Stock Exchange and Bloomahoe Capital.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news, this is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. Captain Hayley Matthews hit an unbeaten century to guide the West Indies women to a 9-wicket win over Bangladesh in the first one-day international on Sunday. Matthews' 104 came off 93 balls. She hit 16 fours. Kiana Joseph made 70 and Shermaine Campbell 14 not out. The Bangladesh team made 198 for 9 off their 50 overs. Mashida Koutoum made 40. Sharmin Akhtar 42 and Subhana Motsari made 35. Matthews says this is a start the team wanted to the series.
Obviously coming out here and wanting to have a pretty dominating performance, so yeah, I guess really happy with my own performance, but at the same time even happier that I could contribute to the team's success. Yeah, 100%. We obviously coming into this series as the higher ranked team, we do want to go out there and I guess stamp our authority, so yeah, it's really good that we could get the One Love win to go up in the series, but yeah, still 2 more crucial games to go that are going to be very important for us.
Joseph and Matthews put on 163 for the second wicket, in fact the third wicket, and it's the third highest for any partnership in West Indies women's history.
Yeah, it's obviously a great start to the year, but look, I think kudos to Kiana as well. What a day, I guess, to have her first ODI half century, and she's been someone that's been coming along so well for the last 6 months or so it was really nice to share the crease with her and I guess have another really big partnership together, and yeah, hopefully it's just the start of things this year.
West Indies women's team captain Hayley Matthews and the West Indies under-19 women's team suffered their defeat in their opening game at the under-19 World Cup. They were beaten by 9 wickets by India in their opening game in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Batting first, the Windies were bowled out for 44, the Sunside 14 overs. Asabi Calendar 12 and Kanika Kassar 15 were the only batters to reach double figures. Perudika Sisodia bagged 3 for 7, while Ayushi Shukla and Vijay Jashita took 2 wickets apiece. In response, the Indian innings started shakily when they lost Gongadi Trisha for 4 after the second ball. However, G. Kamalani 16 and Sanika Chalke 18 secured a comfortable win for the Indians in the end. The Caribbean side will be back in action when they take on Sri Lanka, and that will be tonight, Jamaica time, at 9:30. Meanwhile, Nigeria stunned New Zealand to post their maiden victory. This was the first completed game in their maiden under-19 World Cup appearance after their first game was washed out on Saturday in a rain-affected game reduced to 13 overs aside. Nigeria scored 65 for 6. The chase started with New Zealand losing their opener Kate Irwin first ball to a run-out, and the Nigerians went on to post victory. Coach of Jamaica's senior netball team, Sasha Gay Henry, was pleased with the Sunshine Girls' start to the 3-match series against South Africa at the weekend. The Sunshine Girls opened the tournament with a 55-47 win. Henry says the girls were impressive in victory.
We're excited about the win. One thing we wanted to do was to build on our performance, what we did in against England, and I think we have to go back to the tape and see how well that I think we still had some bit of flaws in our game. And we showed resilience in terms of coming back in some point when we missed two or three balls down. So we're quite grateful. It's a new ball. We're trying rotations a lot for this game. And I think it worked well for us tonight. So we only want to build on that for the next game.
Despite the loss, coach of South Africa, Jenny Van Dijk, says she's focusing on the positives.
Previous two encounters we had against Jamaica, we lost by 18 points. Today we only lost by 8, so 15 point improvement. That's how our team is quite right. What a great start for us. You know, it's important for us to be able to keep that intensity going. They left their level and we didn't quite match it at all times. And we went into all time with a 5-point deficit, and then even in the third quarter I felt we didn't quite good even in the fourth. So that second quarter just really confident.
Jenny Van Dijk, coach of South Africa. Mount Pleasant Academy extended their lead atop the Ray and Nephew Premier League to 6 points following their 2-0 win over Arnott Gardens in their top-of-the-table clash at Drax Hall on Sunday. Theodore Whitmore's team is now on 43 points after registering a 9th victory on the spin. Raheem Edwards and Franco Celestine were the goal scorers for Mount Pleasant. In other results yesterday, Humberline edged 10-man Chapelton Maroon 1-0 in their Clarendon derby. Portmore United blanked Harbourview 4-0 on the back of a hat-trick from Tej Bryan. Tivoli Gardens beat Dunby Holden 2-0, and Waterhouse with a Martin Davis brace beat Vere United by 3-0 over in Clarendon. Rochelle Roberts, Sheldon Fuller, Ronaldo Richards and Christopher Mason all scored in Police National's 4-2 win over Mountain View in the Casafa Ray and Nephew Major League Football competition yesterday. In other results, Corville Gardens and Ligony played out a goalless draw. Red Hills United, they beat Maxfield Park 2-1. Pembroke Hall defeated the team from Seaview Gardens by 1-0. New Kingston beat Bull Bay 2-1 and Almond Woodford edged Central Kingston by 1-0. Chelsea will look to end their winless streak when they host Wolverhampton Wanderers at Stamford Bridge on Monday afternoon at 3 Jamaica time in the English Premier League. After impressing for much of the season, Enzo Maresca's players have now gone 5 games without a win, and there's some pressure building on them as they head into the game. Racehorse trainer Fitzenham Williams is excited after Benson, ridden by Richie Stakes, won the George Hosang Trophy at Kimanis Park at the weekend. This was Benson's 5th career victory.
Very, very well. He liked to sprint, and I just do as best as freshen him for run. Improve a lot, because he started as a 4-year-old, and to at this time him just start running for 6 months and reach the stage. It's very good. It suits me.
That's Fitzenham Williams. And finally in sports at this time, an Australian broadcaster has apologized to Novak Djokovic for comments he made on TV that the 24-time Grand Slam champ considered insulting and offensive. Now, Channel 9's Tony Jones shouted, "Novak, he's overrated. Novak, has been. Novak, kick him out," towards Novak Djokovic's fans while live on air at the Australian Open on Friday. Now, as a result, Djokovic refused to do his usual on-court interview after Sunday's 4th-round win over Yuri Lekika because of Channel 9 being official broadcasters of the tournament. Speaking at a news conference afterwards, Djokovic said Jones had, quote, made a mockery of Serbian fans and also made insulting and offensive comments towards him. And that will do it for your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. Sports is going to be back on this station at 5:25 this afternoon. Until then, I'm Wayne Walker. All right, so tell you what, let's go for the break and come back.
This is breaking news from Nationwide Radio.
Well, the Jamaica Fire Brigade is responding to 2 bomb threats at Meadowbrook High School in St. Andrew and Vauxhall High School in Kingston. The commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade is Stuart Beckford.
Yeah, I can confirm that the Jamaica Fire Brigade is on location at the Meadowbrook High School, where we were notified by police control that they would have received a bomb threat. We are currently there along with the members of the JCF, and we are awaiting the arrival of the ordnance team along with the K9 team from the Jamaica Constabulary Force to do a sweep of the building. We also responded to an incident, a bomb threat, as well at Vauxhall. And at this time, the ordnance team along with the K9 team are there doing a sweep of the building. Both schools have been evacuated. We were further advised that the administrative staff at Vauxhall would have indicated that they were planning on closing the school for the rest of the day. We have not had that information from Meadowbrook, but we are still at Meadowbrook as we speak. So for the Vauxhall call, we received that at about 9:53 a.m. For the Meadowbrook, it's 11:10 a.m.
So there you have it. Bomb threats at two high schools in the corporate area, Meadowbrook High in St. Andrew and Vauxhall in Kingston. As you heard there from the Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford, the Jamaica Fire Brigade is responding to both.
Are you equipped to protect your organization from financial crime? The University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, in partnership with the Anti-Money Laundering and Financial Crimes Institute, is offering internationally recognized certifications in anti-money laundering, improved compliance with certifications in FCPA, fraud risk management, countering the financing of terrorism, and more. Visit www.ucc.edu.jm or call 876-906-3214 for more information.
To recap our top stories making the nationwide world at noon, Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Health Ministry publishes list of over 600 vacancies across the island. Heart Institute of the Caribbean reveals there are only 18 cardiologists on the island. Jamaican chapter of UNIA calls the presidential pardon of Marcus Garvey a cosmetic victory. I'm Tona Thomas. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Since 2016, 156,000 more Jamaicans are working. This is more than any other time in our history. Your government is caring for you. The time brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister is
12:35. This is a public service announcement from Guardian General Insurance Jamaica Limited. Guardian General Insurance Jamaica Limited wishes to advise our valued customers and the public that our Kingston office, located at 19 Dominica Drive, Kingston 5, remains closed. Customers may visit us at Guardian Life's head office, located at 12 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 5. Contact us via telephone at 876-926-3720 or utilize our online facilities via myguardiangroup.com to transact business. We remain committed to serving you and apologize for any inconvenience this temporary closure may cause. That was a public service announcement from Guardian General Insurance Jamaica Limited.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus, Thursday, January 23. Join us and hear top experts discuss key trends, share ideas, and create strategies for growth in the region. Attend the conference and build valuable partnerships, discover new investment opportunities, and see the latest products and services. So come to the Jamaica Pegasus with Nationwide at 5, Thursday, January 23 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Stock Exchange and Blue Maho Capital.
Tune in to Outside with Pepita from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we broadcast live from Megamart, 29 Waterloo Road on Saturday, January 25.
Outside with Pepita and me, the Stinger Honeybee. In a Megamart equals
Mega Vibes. Come on down to Megamart Waterloo for all the New Year excitement. Don't miss the Mega Fiesta,
the Mega Specials,
and the Mega Promotions.
Outside with Pepita is doing it mega with Megamart. So join Outside with Pepita
alongside Honeybee,
Saturday, January 25
from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Catch us at Megamart, 29 Waterloo Road, Kingston.
Or tune in to Nationwide 90 FM,
the new revolution in media.
This broadcast is brought to you by Megamart.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Timeline with the Stinger Honeybee.
Good afternoon. It's 22 minutes going up to 1 o'clock. It's now time for all that's trending on the timeline with Honeybee. Good afternoon, Honeybee.
Good afternoon, Cliff. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm alive and I'm well.
That is it.
How are you?
I am well. Thank you very much. Today's MLK Day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the United States, a day that they recognize and honor the work of the late, great Martin Luther King Jr. All right. Also, making the timeline today, Biden posthumously pardons Marcus Garvey. Now, outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden issued a posthumous pardon to Jamaican national hero Marcus Mosiah Garvey. The pardon comes more than a century after Garvey was convicted for mail fraud in the United States. The conviction has long been criticized as being politically and racially motivated. Supporters of Garvey say the conviction was meant to silence an increasingly popular black leader who tried to inspire racial pride. Several prominent members of the U.S. Congressional Black Caucus, including Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, had urged Biden to right what was widely viewed as a historical wrong. Jamaica's Culture Minister Olivia Grange had also urged successive U.S. presidents to issue the pardon. Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the opposition leader Mark Golding have both hailed Biden's decision to pardon Garvey. And
welcomed.
We're so very pleased and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Biden going with himself.
Yes.
It's a nice way to usher himself out, you know. Make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Make a statement indeed. Yes. Finally, Garvey. Rest well. All right. So moving on. Rubber salute Now, Rebel Salute was on Saturday night, Cliff,
Mm-hmm.
at Plantation Cove, and the traffic was a breeze. In fact, what traffic? Where
What?
traffic? Who traffic?
They fixed it.
Listen, they fixed it. I wish I could say that. But listen, but they did say, the Rebel Salute team did say
They know how.
they know how to do this because they've been doing this for 13 years.
Yeah.
But also, unfortunately, they didn't get quarter the crowd that Intimate got.
Oh.
Yes.
A much smaller crowd.
Much smaller crowd. It's so interesting because it was so intimate. I was like, look at the irony here. But it was a lovely show. I truly enjoyed it. There's something nice about having space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's not tight. Like, people were just camping out. People were lying on the grass,
Cool.
cuddled up. It was beautiful. It felt like a festival. And, you know, the food village, expensive, yeah? But still, the food village, you know, and everything, it was just vibrant. Rastafari, the culture, everything was just on display and celebrated. And it felt good to be in the space.
So the
It
food
did.
was good?
The food was good food, but
Was
the food
worth
was
the money?
expensive food. Why? Man,
No.
probably never have it so expensive also. But you know, a lot of people were talking to the business of it to say that, you know, because it's now cut down to one day, and these vendors, they have to meet, they have to pay to be on the grounds. And so I suppose, you know, the prices are as a result of them trying to make up that money to pay, you know, the Rebel team. But I am just, and then the herb curb, because you know Rebel Salute is known for is non-alcoholic beverages. You can't bring alcohol there. There's no meat, so you're having like fish and Rastafari, you know, kind of Ital food. And then of course there's marijuana. So the herb curb was on display as well. Just a lot of products made from herb and hemp. You know what I mean? A lot of things and a lot of small businesses showing what they've been doing in the market. So it was just really good to take a look at these things. Yes, and the lineup, the artists, they really gave a good show. Nobody need a dash on a song, so you have to sing a song them. You understand what I'm saying? So we're talking about the likes of Echo Minot, Papa Michigan. You know Papa Michigan and Smiley?
Yes.
Yeah, but the question is, where is Smiley? Anyways, Leroy Gibbon, Dawn Penn. I saw Dawn Penn perform for the first. Dawn Penn is such a tiny lady.
She's been on a long time.
Yes. With such, I mean, she is so, I don't know, she's just, you know, very small. And at the same time, she's still effective. But, you know, she doesn't do too much. You know what I mean? She reminds me of Rihanna. She just gives you less. And do nothing queen. But, of course, you know, her big hit went over very well. And she had a great set. For me, Queen Ifrica took the show.
Really?
Cliff, I am so, like, I have a renewed, well, listen, so much respect for Queen Ifrica. And I want to extend to her grace.
Yeah.
I want to extend to her grace for everything that she's been going through and how she's been represented or presenting in the media lately or on social media. If we put all of that aside and look at her as an artist, she is an incredible artist. I mean, this woman's vocal power it's unparalleled. And I'm not even talking about just in the female arena in reggae music. The depth, she's like an ocean, okay? She could be roaring and rugged this minute and then mild and calm. Like her voice, oh my, I'm taken aback.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got to laud her. She did an incredible job. She took listen, Maxi Priest, I went to see Maxi as well. And Maxi Priest was stellar. Okay, Maxi Priest is an international act, all right? I'm talking about a joyous symphony of harmonies and melodies. It was just so sweet.
Yes.
No, he just left us buzzing and just vibrating and just wanting more. He gave a great set. But Queen Ifrica came barefooted. One backup singer, a smaller band, and I'm telling you, the conviction and the soul that she took to that stage. Cliff, woo! Oh my. Hello, Tony Rebel can't perform like Queen Ifrica to O'Neill. What me say? He cannot perform like her to O'Neill. She deserves.
She was the star.
She was the star, and I'm happy to see it. We have some highlights. Let's throw to it right before the break.
Drop it, no man. 1, and drop now. This clean one ain't about dressing from them ear clean. I one thing them guessing about shoes, ear, nails is popping.
Don't wait till you show them. Victory spark and full of the show them. Listen, they can blow like them show them. It is there.
I don't know, I'm gonna take you on a journey of memory lane. You know, if you break my heart, I'll go.
Mary, cause with the band inside and the dread that they might to make her feel alright, yeah. Everybody say, what watch your man?
This magic moment, so different and so new, was like any other. Until I kissed you, and then it happened.
It's for every baby back corner. Because one of the hardest on life.
What a wonderful world it would be, a world of love and peace. Baby. When the wind
Well, it's like a puzzle every figure, not the crack. A real nerve, straight from jam rock. Them call me go, got through me, can't be dreadlocks. Smiling on my face, I want to stab it on my back. My winner bound down low, you must have man, we couldn't do that.
Wipes away all my sorrows, and he takes away all my pain.
Rastafari govern the throne. Hey, set boy, your locks by your head can't save you. From you no worthy and you no sturdy fire, I go and
we can all get the first choice now, don't go ya. But I love you, the people. Do you love me? Oh man, I don't like them so much. Cause if I ever go down, they fling where everything and kind of one push, I'm gonna sit down and watch everything I crumble so.
When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof. But if it's required.
It's Miss Honeybee.
Yes, I was there.
You're dash out.
Well, we're up on a break, right? We'll be right back.
Recycling partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place. Well, I said no matter about your class or status or title, got to be responsible and recycle. Yes, we have talk about plastic buckle boat. You have to make sure say you're the right type to. So look for the triangle with the one or two. But I don't matter could a yellow or blue. You have to just make sure them empty, collect them plenty, recycling revenue. So listen up Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling partners of Jamaica, We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that we'll be safer than in the gullies in the heavy rains. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place.
Guardian General Insurance Jamaica Limited wishes to advise our valued customers and the public that our Kingston office, located at 19 Dominica Drive, Kingston 5, remains closed. Customers may visit us at Guardian Life's head office, located at 12 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 5. Contact us via telephone at 876-926-3720 or utilize our online facilities via myguardiangroup.com to transact business. We remain committed to serving you and apologize for any inconvenience this temporary closure may cause.
Welcome back to Timeline. I'm Listing Honeybee. He's Cliff Hughes on Cliff Hughes Online. Yes, Cliff. Now, TikTok is back. Mm-hmm. And the people that man must get heart attack. They were spiraling. Hey, people were losing it. Mm-hmm. All right. My cousin called me yesterday. Big up Daddy Trump.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? Listen, this here, the most important political move. Okay, Trump has cemented himself in the minds and the hearts of the people, the young people especially. All right, what a move! Yeah. So around 12 hours after shutting itself down in the United States, TikTok is back for users almost like it never left, attributing its return to a move by Donald Trump. Now, TikTok welcomed users back with a notification that said, "Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's effort, TikTok is back in the U.S." Hey, now the whiplash move to bring the app back comes after TikTok became unusable for Americans late Saturday night. Users who tried to open the app at that time were met with a message saying it was offline and asking users to stay tuned. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now, TikTok's message read in part. But early on Sunday, woe and behold, Trump said he would issue an executive order following his inauguration on Monday to delay enforcement of the divest or ban law. And within hours, access to TikTok's app and webpage began to return for U.S. users, and people were feeling the spirit. Now we've got a clip here to show you just how people were melting down over the ban.
Fair that, like, they're banning TikTok, and I know it's dramatic as hell that I'm crying, but I just seen the video of the girl that made the renegade dance.
Yeah, how I'm gonna survive. This app was literally supposed to be my way out. So for everyone who's saying, go get a job, I am literally working. I have no more time. I work almost every day doing DoorDash, and DoorDash pays $2 a delivery. I Instacart. I have classes Monday through Thursday in person. I have been posting on this app almost every day for 5 years, guys. I've been posting on this app 3 to 5 times every day for the last...
Government, I'm never forgiving you for this. And I'm never going to trust you ever again because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that? It's really not fair.
How could they? Now,
170 million users in America.
In America alone.
Yeah.
All right. Now, apparently the shutdown caused absolute chaos, with some users reportedly calling 911 in panic. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sure these people are just happy now and just
Uncle
calming
Donald
down.
is going to fix it.
Listen to me, Daddy, listen, Daddy Trump right now, okay? He's the champion of the people right now. So, man, let's see what's going to happen in coming days. But he's assuring any company that helped to keep TikTok from going dark that they will not be liable and that he's going to fix things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he gave his inauguration speech a few minutes ago. Parts of it I caught. He says he's declared a national emergency on the southern border. Yes. He's going to start rounding up people to enact mass deportations. And he's also declared that the Gulf of Mexico, in short order, will be known as the Gulf of America.
So, how them fi take the Gulf of Mexico from Hello, Cliff. Hey, make we pack up here. Make we pack up about this.
Just start.
Make we pack up and come out of this.
Gulf of
then
America.
Then talk to me. Him can do that?
Well, he thinks he can.
All right.
I don't know.
Let me calm down then.
What the Mexicans and the rest of the world would think about it. But he says he can, and it will be known as the Gulf of America.
You think him is a king?
Oh, more than a king.
You think him is emperor?
And this is day one.
This is day one, people. Brace yourselves.
Several executive orders prepared, and he's going to start announcing them this afternoon. Right?
Oh, let me get hibernate out the 4 years. We can't take some rest.
And that them vote for, make the man do him work.
Him doing work.
Yes, him tell them what he's going to do, make him do him work. Go on, Uncle Donald.
Oh, my word. Wow. Okay. All right, here we go.
That's how we're going to leave it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to say thanks to our callers, our YouTubers, our WhatsAppers, and our tweeps. Thanks to our producer, Norige Banton, and our technical operator, Kevin Williams. Thanks also to Honeybee. Thank you. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Until then, take care of yourselves.
You've just heard Cliff Hughes Online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Cliff Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Cliff Hughes Online.
Like a rock